joys of life and to console each other.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show. You know what it is? Hey, Ham Solo. It's time, baby. Low. It's time how we do. Hey. They said we said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we in. They said we said on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you man. I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a wheel. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you on red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you red fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blizzard. Got you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch. I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the latest installment of BullSittin on TSWS Gaming. This week, we discuss why Senuas Saga is a masterpiece. We'll discuss also why Senuas Saga is everything wrong in gaming today. Call of Duty 2024 details and trailer breakdown, because no one even cares if it's Black Ops, White Ops, Green Ops. And of course, Neil Druckmann is going to Neil Druckmann. I'm your host, Loxen, and joining me today is the lovely Nintendo goddess, Cozy Beluga, Mr. Behind Them Sticks, Ham Solo, the man that likes games more than anyone alive, Mr. Matt Likes Games, and our tech specialist with over 5 decades in IT, Mr. Mental 9R. Welcome, everyone. Mr. Joanna Dark in the chat, Vic, the motherfucking click. Welcome in, Big Mad Mo, keeping it gaming in the chat. Before we begin, before we partake in this week's session of digital savagery, tell me, Cozy, are you feeling rosy?
Yes.
Please tell us why.
I got long-ons.
Long-ons. Is that edible?
Yeah, they're like a lychee.
Oh, lychee. Okay, we call them lychees. All right.
Or rambutan.
All right. Nice.
Same thing. They're delicious.
Nice. Hey, Birdie. Sorry, what's her name again? I keep forgetting her name. Pepper. That's the only reason you're here, Cozy. It's because of Pepper. Yeah. Cozy, what you been playing this past week?
I haven't been playing anything. Con Crunch.
All right. Matt, what you been playing this past week? How you doing?
Doing well. I've been playing Hellblade, X Defiant, Call of Duty, Fallout. I've been all over the spectrum. But playing a lot of stuff.
Have you finished Senuas Saga?
No, I'm not in a rush to finish that game. Especially since it's shorter, I'm not trying to down it in 3 play sessions. I've been playing that game one part at a time. I do one thing and then I stop, and then a couple hours later, the next day, whatever, I'll do the other thing. And that's how I'm going to play that game.
You're really taking your time. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not rushing through that.
Okay. All right. It's They Ops. Welcome in, Raichi. Look, you are so intolerant. It is what it is. Ham Solo, what you been playing this past week? Besides,
wait, somebody can call you intolerant and it's not a big deal, but I say waiting on Loke and you flip out.
The truth upsets them.
I mean, maybe I should have just started the show
right here, right now,
you like you usually do to me.
You want to do this right now,
right
here? Is that the plan?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Raichi does not share a channel with me. Raichi has never been late, and I've never covered for him. I have no expectations of Richie or anyone in the chat.
Okay.
That is all.
So then why do you start the show without me, bruh?
Because we agreed to always start the show.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Is
on
that not the
Tuesdays,
same
especially
thing?
Tuesdays. Especially Tuesdays.
So when I slid in on Tuesday, like a minute late, and the show already started. How about that?
I didn't say waiting on Hammer. Ham's late.
It sounds really one-sided, but moving forward, I've been playing.
Wait a minute.
I've
We
been
have to
playing
get into it when you want to get into it, and then we have to move on when you want to move on.
No, you always pull the move on card, to be fair.
This reminded me of Bill
Because
Burr
I'm
when he's
the
like,
host,
We can
Cozy.
continue.
I know
We
it
can continue.
sucks to hear, but I'm
We
the
can
host,
continue.
Cozy.
Oh,
If
so
you would
rules
like to
for-
move on, Cozy, if you would like to move on, I have offered to pass you the mic for you to be the host for a week. Or 2 even.
Loke, you're mad salty that I said like 3 words. Waiting on Loke. That's wild. Loosen up your tie, bruh. You're gonna be all right.
Thanks for gifting 1 TSWS membership, Richie. Appreciate you.
Yay.
Ham, so besides Senuas Saga, what else you been playing?
Call of Duty, X Defiant, NBA. I mean, that's really about it. A little bit of Fallout here and there, but mostly X Defiant, Call of Duty, and Hellblade as of recently. And I haven't beat Hellblade yet. Taking my time, kind of like Matt is. I'm not in a rush to beat it. Having a good time playing it on different devices. Replayed certain parts of it multiple times. Now I think I'm about ready to try to start getting towards the end of it. So I should have it done before the end of the weekend.
Okay.
Yep.
Mentor, what you been playing this past week? I can see your background.
There you go.
Giving it
Yeah.
away.
yeah. And I think I'm close to done. I've like in terms of the
How has
totem,
no one finished
I'm down
it?
to.
I keep hearing this game is short as hell. No one's finished it.
Dude,
I do a lot of wandering around. Like I don't rush it while I'm playing. Like I'm looking in every nook and cranny to see if I'm missing stuff. And I'm actually kind of pissed at myself because I just found maybe I won't say anything in case someone else hasn't played it, but I just found something that was obvious that I was missing, and I'm kind of annoyed by that because I plan to replay it, but it's just now I have to replay it to go and do all those little things that I was missing. So yeah, but no, I mean I don't understand the hate for the game. It's exactly what I was hoping it would be based on my experience with the first Hellblade, which I loved. I thought was a great game, and I will be playing this one more than once, even though there's absolutely no replay value. So I hear.
Apparently. So X-Man, welcome in.
Just saying.
Big Mad Boss says, oh, so you actually play it and not speed run. You know what? Okay. Cozy, you still there? Your camera's off.
Yeah, my OBS crashed.
All right, but you're still there. What? Okay, you already told us what you've been playing.
Nothing. Other
So
stuff. Con Crunch.
yeah.
Need to get these cosplays done.
All right, so let's get into the review here of Hellblade by the all-conquering, powerful IGN. Not beloved, just factually
definitely
conquering,
not beloved.
powerful, majority. What do we call it? Monopolistic. All these other things.
That's a fact.
IGN gave it a whopping 8 out of 10. And Tristan OG, you know what? Just Tristan. Yeah. Tristan
What did they rate
Senuas,
the
I
I
original
was about to ask
Hellblade?
that.
Oh, the original.
Yeah, the first
let's
Hellblade.
try-
What did they
let's
rate
find
that
out.
one? Let's see if there's an Xbox tax. Because,
Hell-
like, I would say this game, the second one's objectively better than the first
I
one.
bet you
in my
they
mind,
rated
but-
it a 9. I bet they gave it a
Okay.
9.
Okay. review
Just
IGN.
curious.
Again, we also have to keep in mind, I'm not defending here. I'm just saying we have to keep in mind that
Sounds
it's
like
two
it.
different people. It's
Sure.
two different people that rated it. It's different.
Sure.
It's different. Oh my Lord, they gave it a 9 out of 10. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, see?
Xbox X.
Like
There you go, folks.
it's literally the
4K.
same game, but improving on everything the first game did.
Yeah.
But it's worse.
You said 4K.
There you go.
But it's worse.
All right.
All right.
All right, let me read what it says on the screen. All
That's
right,
so
Senuas
modest.
Saga Hellblade 2 is another Viking-worthy feast for the senses that meets the high bar set by its predecessor, even if it never really manages to clear it. God damn it, Christian! God damn it! You were so close. You were so close.
Well,
All right,
obviously
let's
it
go
didn't
around
clear
the
it. You gave it
table.
a lower rating.
Yeah.
All right, let's.
It never
let's-
even
let's
met
go
it.
around the table.
They lie in the
Um,
first paragraph. But, I wouldn't expect any less from IGN. That's pretty normal.
Right?
Jeez.
Just a grifter
Okay.
ass
All right.
website.
All right.
Mental.
I'll shut up. I'll shut
Mental.
up.
You're usually very politically correct. You're going for the
Mhm.
neck
Yeah.
today.
I'll shut up.
Matt.
Yeah.
Xbox. Is this score fair? What's your personal score? And is the Xbox tax real?
Well, I can't give it like a official final score because I'm like, I haven't beat the game. But I can say from the, I don't know, hour, 2 hours, probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours I played of it, it does everything the first game did on a bigger, better scale. The combat is improved. The audio in the first game was amazing. Like, it's kind of one of the key pillars of the game. But the audio in this game is just kind of insane. Just really insane. Visually, it's bar none the best looking game I've ever seen. I've not seen a game that looks that good. From playing it on Series S all the way to playing it on PC, it's insane. Story wise, I'm interested to see how the story unfolds. But I like what I'm seeing with the story and everything. If I had to give it a rating off of what I've played right now, I'm sitting at like an 8.5. I'm sitting at about an 8.5.
So you agree with IGN, but you're shitting on it.
I'm shitting on IGN. Hold on. Look, I'm shitting on IGN because IGN fucking sucks. First of all, that's the first part. Number two, yes, because they gave the first one a 9, and they're like, for me, the first one is about an 8. Personally, that's just my rating. Like, after playing it, beating it, I was like, this is a good game. I give it an 8. And the second game does what that game did, but better. I give it an 8.5 so far. I think it's fair.
That's reasonable. Ham, I know we agreed that we were both going to finish it by Friday,
but I did not.
You said earlier that you didn't, but
did
still, I'm. Hell no! Come on. But I'm still no, dude.
He said that with charisma.
I mean it. I mean, this thing is beautiful. I know we're here to play video games.
This man
but
was taking
when something
pictures.
is nice to look at, you look at it. You know what? From my 50 or so hours on Ghost of Tsushima, at least 10 hours was me just chilling and vibing. Not gonna lie.
I feel that. Because did you ever do those things in Ghost of Tsushima where it was like you allowed like the like background to be moving and whatnot, and you could take like these like little clips?
Yes.
And you could like almost have it like panning back in like a 10-second clip.
Bro,
it was
that was
that
wild.
photo mode on Ghost of Tsushima was top tier as well.
Dude, the haiku. When I would write the haiku, I wouldn't just exit out as soon as I finished. I would still sit there and take in the environment, take in whatever it is that super deep, whatever philosophy is on the screen is trying to tell me. I never understood what it was saying, but it was still super cool and super nice and reacting and nice to look at. It was nice to just look at, and I wasn't playing the game. So I haven't finished Hellblade. I will definitely finish it by next Friday. I'm sure of that. But right now, I have failed. Not because it's a bad game, but just it's a looker. It's a real looker. But Ham, give us your score so far. Uh, is the Xbox tax real? And what's your thoughts on the IGN score?
Well, my thoughts on IGN is kind of my thoughts of IGN as of since anybody's known me on this
You
platform.
guys suck.
So like I've never really been a huge fan of IGN. Every once in a while I can give them their props, but on this one I'm just like, here we go again. Oh, hey sweetie. I give it
Here we go.
I give it a 8.5 so far. But yeah, I still haven't finished it. So I mean, it could go up, it could go down, but like it was trending upwards when I stopped playing last night.
All right. Mentor, what's your score? Is the Xbox tax real? And what about IGN? Thoughts on IGN?
Oh, there's no question there's an Xbox tax. If you look at some of those Metascores out there, before, like the ones that, you know, gave the first one a 9 out of 10. I forget the name of the site. But they gave the first one a 9 out of 10, this one a 4. That's some serious fraud stuff going on. But anyway, I'm a little disappointed that I'm on a show and we're all frauds. None of us have finished it. That's kind of disappointing. But I thought at least, you know, some of us would have got it done. But I've probably played 6 hours or so. Something like that, maybe a little more. But I think it says it's like 8 to 9 hours for a completionist or whatever, or doing most of the crud. And I'm definitely doing most of the crud. I keep doubling back through areas to make sure I didn't miss anything, and I've still managed to miss stuff, so that's annoying. But you know, it's okay. I'll be playing it again anyway. I will say this: like, it is bar none the best looking game I've ever played. And I mean, nothing else comes close this generation, for sure. In the world of consoles, I played a little bit on my Series X, but I mean, most of the time on my PC. And I'll say this too: I was pleasantly surprised with the 30 FPS on the Series X not feeling as bad as I thought it would.
Yeah,
they did work some magic there, I think, with motion blur. That definitely makes it feel smoother than your typical 30 FPS games.
But I hate to interrupt you, Mental, because I like what you're saying. But there's still a little bit of a kind of effect when you go from PC to 30 FPS. I mean, you're not going to get past that. But yes, that 30 FPS on console, it's like, well, that's nice. That's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, I played it first on the Series X because I was expecting that, whoa, like what just happened, if I went from PC to Series X. So I played the first sort of opening part where you climb up, and then the first battles there on the beach. That's what I played on Series X, and then I flipped over to PC. But it was much better than I was expecting for 30 FPS. Visually, still a feast for the eyes on the console. And sorry for any ponies out there. There is not a game on PlayStation that comes close. There just isn't. Like, don't start telling me about Spider-Man, God of War, and all that crap.
PlayStation games surpass it by so much that they can't even hope to touch.
Right. Yeah, what PlayStation does to enhance their visual appeal is lots of bright colors. And most people see bright colors and go, "Oh, it's so pretty." Yeah, that's the PlayStation thing that goes on a lot. But when you really start looking at the graphics, it's really nothing special.
Like, I want to bring
the lighting effects, the facial expressions, everything. Hey, yeah, I played The Last of Us 2, the remaster, and it's not even close.
I think that's only
it's not
the
even
colors
close.
Are true for only true for Ghost of Tsushima and the boring Wet Blanket Lady game.
Horizon.
Returnal.
That one.
Yeah,
Um,
Horizon Zero.
What about
or
Ratchet and
Forbidden
Clank?
West.
Ratchet and
the other
Clank
games,
also
I
better.
mean, I don't think
Yeah,
Spider-Man
still.
looks good.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
In the same class as the others.
It's just
but
not. It's just not. There's so much about this to the way the enemy's facial expressions change depending on how you hit them. Like it's so far beyond anything that's ever been on any other game before. It's not even funny. So anyone that thinks it's mid needs some serious counseling to get over their ponydom to the
I think
point
it's
where they
mid.
can
Ponydom.
actually see with their eyes and
I think it-
understand
Bro,
what's
just come at
happening
me
with
if you
this
got
game.
something to say.
But I think it's
Yeah.
mid.
Get
What you're
that
saying
bloody
about that.
box out of my no.
Hey, before we continue, real quick, I want to give a little bit of respect to Matt because he did. I know he had time on it on the Series S, which I haven't had a chance to do, and I don't think any of us really had the chance to do it. So I want to give him the floor because I know that
Yeah.
he had
Yeah,
a
I'd
video
be
on it on
interested.
his channel. So I want to go
Yeah.
ahead and let him talk about it.
So that, I mean, hands down, that's the best looking thing I've ever seen on Series S, and I quite frankly don't think anything's really going to come close to that, unless maybe if Gears 6 comes this generation. But even then, I still think, just given all the things happening in a Gears of War game, I wouldn't expect it to look as good as this game. But it's really, really impressive. That's really all I can say. It's one of the most impressive things, not just this generation, but like I've probably ever seen. As far as just gaming, it's like, considering that's a $300 console. I would assume, I don't know what the settings equivalent are in the Series S. I'd assume it's probably like low settings across the board. But like even the low settings look just fucking incredible. Just really, really good. I'm not entirely sure. Like, I don't know what kind of magic they did to get that running and looking the way that it does on the Series S, because I haven't even played it on the Series X. So all I know is the 30 FPS on the Series S and the way it looks on the Series S. And the 30 FPS, as you guys mentioned, it's great. Like, it's a lot better than, I feel like whenever it was announced that it would be 30 FPS, everybody got up in arms about it. And I feel like playing it now, you're just like, that's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. It's perfectly fine at 30 FPS. And then you see just on top of it, the way it looks and everything. It's just, it's
like,
incredible.
Couldn't agree more. And I watched a bit of Marlon. You guys know Marlon? It's Gaming Nation, that channel.
Yeah.
Pretty much a Sony guy through and through, although he's
Right.
a little more balanced recently. Watch his stream where he played. He does. Watch his stream where he's playing the first 3 hours, and watch the chat and the Sony fanboys, like, in complete denial. Like, he's blown away by the game. He's given it a 10 out of 10. He's in love with it. It's like the guy's like, if you played a drinking game where you drank every time he said "wow," you'd be hammered in about 15 minutes. Like, he's, and there's a guy that when Xbox isn't doing it right, he's all over it. And in this game, I mean, that speaks volumes to me, to have a guy like him just completely blown away by it and loving every minute of it. And the fact is, you look at this game, and this has a lot to do with the Nanite engine and stuff in Unreal 5, 0 pop-in. What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
It's impressive from start to finish, and nothing comes close. That's just the reality. And that's not to say games won't come close to it in the future. Sure they will. They're going to get better. That's not to say that there won't come a game on the PS5 that rivals it or surpasses it. But we know there's a reason why the Sony execs said, that's our target. We got to get games that look like Hellblade. Right? And that was said before the game even came out. That was just based on what they saw in trailers and junk. Or maybe they have some leaks or know somebody that showed them something from it, a couple of years ago. Who knows? But ultimately, there's a reason for that. The game is head and shoulders beyond anything we've seen before. And for that
In
reason
terms
alone, it
of
deserves
looks.
massive respect. It's the best tech demo you'll ever see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get some super chats here before Cozy gives us her scores. Sir X-Man, thank you so much. Says, look, there he go. IGN Pony Suck Boy at it again.
Damn.
Nice comment. Unfortunately, you made it when I was busy praising Hellblade. Bad timing, Sir X-Man. Bad timing. Mr. Joanna Dark, thank you so much for the super chat. Notice how no one wants to say best looking game on every platform because they hurt. They heard that the best looking sleeping simulator Horizon Forbidden West is no more.
Dude.
Yeah.
If it was Horizon Forbidden West wasn't the best looking game before this game.
I don't think it was. I'm
tired of that arc. I'm tired of that because that game looks so. All right, continue.
It's very like gameplay aside. I thought Horizon was at least in the top 3. Like I personally thought it was the best looking game before this one. But it's in the top 3. I could say some other good looking games like Callisto Protocol was a phenomenal looking game.
I think Callisto
was phenomenal looking. The last couple Spider-Mans looked really good. Alan Wake looked insane.
Alan Wake is my number one. Alan Wake was my number one.
Alan Wake was sure.
So I mean, there's plenty of other great looking games. I just personally was thinking that Horizon Forbidden West was kind of just hanging out up there, and Hellblade came in with the sword and said, not anymore.
Jason,
Alan Wake would have been my pick for best looking until this game. And I'll just quickly say that, for where I'm at in the game right now, I'm somewhere north of 90 on my score for it. Like I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Nice.
So, anyway.
Jason Portia
another super chat.
Cyberpunk.
Yes. Now there's
if you're playing on PC, even on Series X, it can look, and PS5 it can look really good. But if you're playing on PC with like everything maxed out, then absolutely, it looks amazing.
So, I agree. For the cityscape, all of that stuff, absolutely amazing. The path tracing's amazing. But when it comes to the animations of the bodies of the people moving around in that city, facial expressions, it's not even close.
Mm-hmm.
Not even close. But I agree from overall presentation, it's pretty good.
With a wholesome super chat, says father and daughter, that's an awesome sight. When I saw that, I was like, okay, I need to get something on my shoulder, something here, because Cozy has a bird. Mental always has like either Senua or the chick from The Last of Us Part 2. Matt always has the guitar. I have nothing.
Oh, so you're a trend follower. That's why you're a pony, because you follow trends.
Essentially, Cozy. Essentially. Thank you so much for that super chat, Sir X-Man. Another super chat from Sir X-Man. Thank you so much. Hive Busters and Hellblade are gorgeous on PC.
Yeah, Hive Busters.
Yes.
Yeah, that I would say is probably the previous, like one of the best looking games, or at least first party for Xbox. I'd agree. That game was very impressive at launch.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Cozy, please tell us what your score is. And is the Xbox
a game
tax
that I've never
real?
played?
Do it. Score it.
Well, most
score
of it.
A lot of people haven't played it,
and
they're rating it. So
I can't rate it. I stand by not rating any game that I haven't played, and I can never rate it because I have no interest in ever playing it.
Can you tell us if it's trash or not?
It looks good.
Can you at least do that?
I can't tell if it's trash. Is the game buggy?
No.
Does the game deliver exactly what it promised?
I would say yes to that.
Okay, based on commentary that the game is not buggy and it delivers exactly what it promises without me having touched it, I am going to give it a positive review. 2 thumbs up.
Nice.
Okay.
That is a Steam-like review. It's positive or negative, so that's good.
You can tell.
Positive
you can tell
is good.
her platform is PC. You can tell, but even the way she rates games.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get
I'm
to the
picking
salty
up what
part
she's laying
here.
down. I get it.
So I'm not saying that this game is bad. All right, let me preface here. I'm not saying that Hellblade is bad. What I'm saying is, I would like everyone to come down with me down this dark alley. All right.
No,
Maybe the
I
people,
refuse to follow down a dark
Okay,
alley.
so I posted something on Twitter earlier on. My brother reached out to me. He's a normie gamer. That's what we would call it. Like he plays FIFA, Madden, Call of Duty, and these like AAA. Everyone knows them games. All right.
Sure.
And he gave Senua's Saga a go. So first off, I didn't tell him about the game, which means we need to dead this conversation that the marketing for Senua's Saga is not effective because a random dude in Africa saw it and installed it. All right. Second, he says it is actually a fantastic game. So I posit to you guys that the people who are bitching about Senua's Saga are not completely wrong because they have the added context. If you notice, the people that are bitching about Senua's Saga are the people like us who are hardcore gamers who know the context. So Senua's Sacrifice was received the way it was received because we all took into context who the developer was, where they were in their life, etc. Now the people that are upset took in the context of this is not the same Ninja Theory. This is the Ninja Theory being funded by Microsoft, who are owned by Microsoft. So we didn't expect a sequel that was just a sequel. We expected a sequel that was significantly not just better, but bigger.
I didn't.
Yeah, that's on
No,
them.
I'm trying to give like credence or credibility to the people that are bitching about it. Am I
There's no
reaching?
credibility. There's no credibility
Okay.
with that.
Okay. That's
Like,
fair.
and again, me and Ham have talked about this a lot off the show, but Snowbike Mike said it on Kind of Funny. Microsoft bought the artsy studio to make the sequel to the artsy game, and that's what they did, and they did it bigger and better. And people have
Was it bigger though?
yeah.
Like it looks better, but in terms of size and scale, it's not bigger.
Okay. Are you talking bigger as in like the number of hours it takes to beat it? Is that what we're saying here?
I'm talking about the variety of puzzles. I'm talking about no leveling up system. I'm talking
Why would you
about
want a leveling up
You don't
system
need that, though.
in Hellblade?
Combat is rudimentary.
It's an improvement over the. Oh man, okay. Combat's an improvement over the first one. Second of all, why the hell would
Doesn't feel
you
like
ever
it.
want a leveling up system in Hellblade? If you want that,
Yeah,
go
I'm
play
not
another
interested in that.
game. Quite
Yeah.
frankly,
I'm
and then
with you, Matt.
what was the other thing?
You said
when I talk about leveling up, I'm talking about like options of how to fight. You know how for example, I'm not saying
unlock
it
new
should be
skills.
Elden Ring.
Sure.
Exactly.
Unlock a new skill.
I'm not saying it should be Elden Ring. What I'm saying is maybe she has the one-handed sword. Maybe you have an option to use the two-handed sword. Maybe you have an option to use an axe. She's a Viking. Maybe you have an option to use an axe.
But that's
maybe
not
you have
the
an
game.
option to use.
Yeah.
That you like what you're describing. I get what you're saying, but what you're saying is, I want this to be more like God of War.
Yeah, you're kind of saying, I don't want
maybe
Hellblade to be
should have
Hellblade.
And this isn't God
Fishing.
of War.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'd say maybe Hellblade should have fishing, but that's like
you spend a lot of time in the water at one point.
Not
what
even
would be
trolling,
wrong with
not
a
even
little
trolling.
noodling?
That's true,
Pull out a
Posey.
big catfish.
Yeah, because it's Vikings again. Again, it's Vikings, and you
sit down, cook it up on a campfire
at the sea. So there is room to grow, Matt, and
you're asking for something different. You're asking for them to grow into something that isn't what they're aiming for.
Exactly. Like they are literally there to make they're an artsy studio and they make artsy game, and they did that, and they did it really fucking well. And everybody's got this thing, and I know you're playing the whole devil's advocate thing here. I get that 100%. But like, there's people out there who are like, they expected this game to be God of War. They expected this to be the thing that rivals Sony's God of War. And it's like, I called it a few years ago when I saw people who were putting it on that kind of pedestal. I'm like, dude, these people are going to be so disappointed when this game launches. They're going to be wildly disappointed. And here we are. They are wildly disappointed, and they can't believe it. They can't believe it's not God of War. It's like, what did you expect? They told you what they were making. If you played the first game, you know what to expect. They gave you it, and they made it better. I don't know what else they could have done. I don't know what else they could have done. Outside of making a whole different game, I don't know what else they could have done.
I mean, not that long ago, a ton of people were praising short games, right? We want more short games. We want
but
more
not like
games.
this.
And then we get one, and then we get
not
one,
like
and it's
this.
crazy. I mean, I'm not just saying us people here on the channel saying that. I'm saying this right here. Look at the screen. That.
Yes.
Short tie-in games are great because we don't have to wait years for them. Games like Spider-Man, Miles Morales are actually a blessing, not lazy development. Next one, Game Instincts. Miles Morales learning to love short games. Let's go to another one, Metro. More video games need to be short and sweet like Spider-Man, Miles Morales, readers feature. And we already know Ratchet and Clank was mad short.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh, and it was
like a 6-hour game.
Ratchet and Clank because it was short.
Yeah. And it was $70.
Exactly. I
50.
paid $70 for that on launch, and I beat it in like 6 hours.
Yeah. And it was just praised endlessly for how groundbreaking it was and how the SSD was the magic sauce and all that.
All right. No low blows. All right, no low blows to Sony. Vic,
it's not possible on anything else until it comes to PC, and then it does.
Thank you so much for the super chat.
And then
Vic,
you can play it on a 7200 RPM hard drive.
Yeah, exactly.
Vic says, "I love the podcast." SSD. All right, guys, keep it. Just so much vitriol for
that
Sony,
SSD has 20 teraflops on its own.
Wow.
Right? My SSD is
Leave Sony alone. All right, leave Sony alone.
Vic
says, "I love this
I'm done.
podcast." Hey, Cozy and guests, Hellblade is amazing, and I'll give it a 10 out of 10. That's wow.
There you go.
That's
contrary to
speaking with his wallet
a lot of
too.
games don't actually need to run on a super fast SSD like they said they do.
Uh,
So using items flow, that means you can just drag and drop rips to an SSD or a slower hard drive, plug it into your PS5, and just run them off of there without having to fill up the internal storage drive. How cool is that?
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Next is the
That's interesting.
contrary to what Sony says.
That's a twist.
So X-Man, thank you so much for the super chat. It says, look, better talk about IGN purchase monopoly.
He won't.
Yeah, we were supposed to talk about this on Tuesday. Yes, we were. We heard
excuses,
that.
Excuses.
We were supposed to talk about this on Tuesday, but we'll try and make time for it today. We'll try and make time.
Oh,
for it.
I didn't notice. Is this the Steam purchase rumor on the list of topics today? I missed
No.
I should have thrown that.
Dang
it.
In buffoonery. No, I would have told you there's no tomfoolery on TSWS. Seriously.
Okay.
Wasting
Fair
neurons
enough.
on
Fair
this
enough.
rubbish.
Fair
16
enough.
billion.
Okay.
Gabe Newell could fart and get 16 billion. Come on.
Pretty much.
So, Mental, go ahead and finish your thoughts on why I'm reaching, or the people are reaching by saying that they expected more, considering that there was more funding from Microsoft.
I mean, that's no different. Like,
Stop washes.
It's like you don't want Hellblade to be Hellblade at that point. You want it to be something different. And that doesn't make any sense, right? You got to keep in context of the types of games they build, and then there's no surprise. I'm not surprised to see what Hellblade is. It's what I was expecting it to be.
That's why I have no interest in it. But I'm
It's
okay with it
people
existing.
it's people
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's people projecting their own inner desire on Ninja Theory and saying, "Give me this," and that's not what they do. Simple
Exactly.
as that.
Matt,
That's not what they do.
you Look, do you mind if Matt goes on ahead and introduces this
It,
topic since it has to do with
it's
Hellblade?
literally it's literally the next topic. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Matt.
Sure. So this tweet and it kind of singling this guy out, but not really, because there's so many tweets that are like this, where the general sentiment seems to be like people are disgusted, disappointed, whatever word you want to use, with the fact that Hellblade 2 is about. You see videos of it like 5-6 hours of worth of game, and I had a tweet, and you brought it up here on the screen. I see. I said, "Serious question: is it this mindset of this game is only 5 or so hours, which must mean it's ass? That's to blame for AAA gaming being not only incredibly stale, but wholly or wildly unsustainable for big and small publishers alike." And I thought that was a conversation worth bringing up on the show today, because I feel like as long as people have this sentiment, we're going to continue seeing massive layoffs, studio closures, and it's just going to keep happening. It's just going to keep happening if you're not going to allow a AAA studio like Ninja Theory to build something of this size, or whatever they want to build. But it shouldn't have to be like, not every game needs to be a 50-hour thing. Is kind of my point here. And if we're going to make every game a 50-hour thing, it's going to kneecap the industry a lot more than it already is, quite frankly. And I wanted to bring that up on here and get your guys' take about that. How you guys feel about that, and the general sentiment of it.
I don't think the issue is the length of the game. I think the issue is the depth of the game. And I'll bring up another short game that was pretty deep, in my opinion.
No, but I'm
Um,
saying that tweet there. Like, if you saw that tweet, his whole thing
Oh.
was it's the length. It's only 5 hours.
all right, that's
Like,
I think
that's
that's
the
5
tweet.
hours of
ridiculous.
gameplay for a AAA
I think-
game
Is insane.
I think that's ridiculous. First off, what makes it
Yeah.
AAA? Is it graphics? Is it budget? Is it how much they charge us? Because don't forget, they didn't charge us $70 for Hellblade,
Didn't charge a AAA price.
right? So first off, what's your metric for what is AAA and what's not? Second, Hi-Fi Rush can be beaten in more or less the same time as Hellblade. It's a pretty short game. But it goes back to what I was saying before, that I kind of agree with a lot of people. Although I love the game, the same way I love Starfield and I can still see its shortcomings, I can see this game and also see its shortcomings. It's not about the length, it's about the depth.
Or all
Hi-Fi
right,
Rush.
well,
Sorry,
let me give
go
you a
ahead.
little piece of context as well, because you were talking about depth, and one thing that I think that you should kind of keep in mind is when you go to replay the game, you can play with totally different narration, so you can get a totally different person's point of view in the game, which I think has some depth to it, has a reason to go back into it and replay such a short game.
Yes, but
Yeah, especially
here's another
considering how
place that
short
they
it
missed
is.
out, Ham. This game feels a lot like a Telltale game. It feels a lot like that, which is not a criticism. As you know, I've beaten almost all of them. I love the Telltale games. But you know why they're special? Why it's nice to go back and replay them? Because you can make different decisions. They could have maybe added that to this as well. I'm just saying they made the super linear, like really hold both your hands experience without the extras that come with games that usually do this type of style.
Okay, but to that point, that is exactly what they did with the first game, and everybody loved it.
Sorry, did you say really hold your hands?
Both hands.
But the game
Both.
doesn't offer any prompts for anything. Like it doesn't handhold you to teach you how to do stuff.
It holds your hands in terms of limiting what you can do, bro. In terms of like your traversal
It's
in the
linear.
game, you
That's not
essentially
hand holding. That's
you're
just game
essentially
design.
just walking down
Yeah, that's their
one
design though.
corridor, and
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not their design. Obviously, it's their design. That's how they made the game. Sure.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, it feels like they went down this path, but they didn't add the other extras that make this path worthwhile. That's why I gave the example of the Telltale games, because those are also very restrictive games. You could say they don't hold your hand, you can walk around, but you can't really. They give you this little area where you can like sort out a couple of puzzles, whatever, till you move on to the next stage. Ham, you're muted.
I was saying, let me give you a quick example. Thanks for telling me I was muted because I had no idea. Think about like Sonic. You go right. You go right. Like that's all you pretty much do is you just go right. Yet everybody had an issue with Sonic Frontiers when you could do all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So like if you switch from your original formula, you may completely fuck it all up. And that's what they didn't want to do. And I don't blame them for that. They knew what they did from the last game, brought it forward and made it better. And that's all they wanted to do, and they accomplished it.
Yeah. Like, it's just hard for me to like hold it against them that they decided to take what they did with the first game and make it better and do it again. Like, it's hard for me to dock points against
Which
them.
is the purpose of a sequel, right?
For that.
They didn't know they'd get slapped with an Xbox tax. They didn't know that was going to happen.
Exactly. They did the sequel. Like that's what they did. Like it's no different than I remember I didn't play it way back then, but like I played it a few years ago. I played the original God of War 2, and then God of War 3. God of War 1 to God of War 2 is basically Hellblade 1 to Hellblade 2. It does everything the first game did, but they improved on it. That's all you're supposed to do with the sequel. That's all any fan of your game can hope for, is that you do everything you did in the first game, but make it better. And they did it.
Cozy, you want to add anything here? Or can we move on to the next angle?
What's she gonna say?
I never played it. I have no play it.
About like the people complaining that the scope needed to increase based off of the fact that there was more funding and it took 7 years to make.
Do they not know how much funding the game got or where that funding went? They don't. They literally do not know any of that stuff.
Don't know.
So it's them being like, this is like, like the same backseat devs, backseat financial analysis. These are losers on the internet. They need to just go back to playing games. If you don't want to play it, STFU. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Like, but stop acting like you know anything.
Clip that. What?
Go back to being a little wage slave like you probably are. I'm serious.
I mean, she's right.
Golly. She's not wrong. She is.
Hey, what?
I love Cozy. I love Cozy.
God damn.
Hey, can I throw in a couple cents real quick?
Go ahead, Ab. Go ahead.
So,
wow.
So
clean it up a bit because Cozy was too messy.
Fuck it.
Clean it up a bit.
I mean, Cozy said some shit that just took my thoughts away. Like it just took my thoughts away right there. Like I had something to say, and I felt like
Matt's eyes are tearing up and everything.
But I don't know how to over impact that. Like, no, that was tough.
Wow.
God damn.
I even forgot like where I wanted to go with this. Just wow, Cozy, well done.
Solitaire is probably still my most played game to this day, probably. So I can't even say anything.
Damn, wage slave. God damn, she went for everyone's nuts with that one. Let's get this super chat to cleanse the palate. Thank you so much, Sir X-Man. They praised that 4-hour Stray game double standard. You know what,
Oh.
Sir
Yeah.
X-Man? I was
Dead
one of
on.
the people that praised the fuck out of Stray, and I'm keeping the same energy. I am enjoying Hellblade. That's why I went on that little rant at the beginning. I love the
I'm
experience.
surprised to hear how much you're enjoying it compared to like the. And I know you only played it for like 45 minutes before, but you were like looking pretty unpleased.
Yeah, you seem pretty
the ship
unimpressed
area.
in that other stream
The
there,
ship
dude.
area. Yeah, the
Yeah.
ship area really sucks. That opening area, Ham, in my opinion. It just goes on, and it's not fun. I don't like anything
So,
about it. If I ever
you
have to
haven't been
replay the
under the
game,
lake
I
yet,
will
then?
dread. No,
I just
I will
just got there.
dread. I will dread replaying that specific area when like years from now. But
Mhm.
what I'm playing now is, I'm actually having a good time, and it looks freaking gorgeous.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, so we all agree that the Xbox tax is real. Yes.
100%.
I don't think there's a
100%.
question.
Yeah, very real.
Without-
Not on
yeah,
all
without a
sites.
shout of a doubt. And
Yeah.
like this is to me, it's crazy that so many people question the Xbox tax and stuff like that. When if you go just to the like interview that Xbox had about like the history, Joseph Staten says it flat out.
Yeah.
Joseph Staten says it flat out. He's like, there's a different type of like I'm a paraphrase what he says, but he was pretty much saying like there's a different type of fuckery when Microsoft is in the building.
Mhm.
Yeah,
There's just a different type of ready to hate kind of thing going on when it comes to Microsoft.
But
versus,
why?
Hey, listen. Somewhere in a parallel universe, this game is an exclusive on the PlayStation, and it's all the talk is about Game of the Year nomination for it.
Sure.
Guaranteed. If the situation was that, that's all you'd be hearing about. Is it's fire? Look at those graphics. The PlayStation better, all that stuff. That's what you'd be hearing.
Fark. You shouldn't have done this. Why you do it? Why are you hurting yourself, Fark? Why? Why are you hurting yourself? Metal Gear Solid 1 to Metal Gear Solid 2. Batman Arkham Asylum, Batman Arkham City. Street Fighter 1, Street Fighter 2.
Arkham Asylum was so fucking good.
You need what?
It was.
Stop hurting yourself, Fark. Stop hurting yourself. Stop it. It's not good for you. Ham, I'm ready to move on to the Neil Druckmann thing. Anyone else have anything else to say about Hellblade?
Neil Druckmann. Let's get it.
Ooh,
right,
Sir coming after your neck.
What do you say? Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2, same mechanics, just new story and improved graphics. Tell me I'm lying. There was nothing different other than that.
Were they on different consoles?
Is he
lying?
lying?
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Hey!
Oh my god! What the hell? You all right?
The X-Men.
Thought somebody broke into his
X-Men.
house for a second.
Thank
Good
you.
Lord.
Thank you so much for bringing up Metal Gear Solid 2, Sir X-Man. I 1 and 2. I really do appreciate you bringing this up.
Like, was that a PS1 to PS2 change though? Like between the two?
First off, it's two different consoles.
Yeah. So I mean that doesn't really count, I don't think.
God damn it! Would you chill, bro?
I'm just saying.
I'm trying to talk about Metal Gear right now. All right.
Okay, the floor is yours. He's got it bad. Okay, here.
So,
looks
so
like you
X-Men.
need some Tylenol, bro. You got a fever.
Hold on, just would you?
And
you
the
guys
only
give me a
cure is more Metal Gear.
Would you guys?
Loc, consume.
Take it in, buddy.
Take it in.
Oh, that's
Good
beautiful, man.
times.
That is delicious. Oh, anyways.
Let it
so
slide down
the
your gullet
difference
like molasses.
like molasses, yeah. So he says here, same mechanics. So that's patently incorrect. If you played the games, I don't know if you played the two games, but if you played them, that's not true. New story, sure, I'll give you that. Improved graphics, tell me I'm lying. There was nothing different other than that. All right, so the main differences between MGS1 and MGS2, if we're going to put a parallel here with your precious Hellblade, it's a different protagonist.
Man, you sound really butthurt. You
So
sound
just to-
really butthurt.
Bro, he is putting
This is
just-
this
No,
is unsettling.
dude, hold on.
Continue.
All right.
Continue.
So
I'm sorry.
So Hellblade. So Hellblade has the same protagonist. Metal Gear is a different protagonist from 1 to 2. So right off the bat, there's a drastic difference from the first game to the second game. Second, the abilities that you have to con and get rid of guards is increased. It's not just knocking on walls and then getting them to come to you and then you knock them out. Now you can knock on walls, get them to follow the trail that leads to the bird poop so they slip and fall, and now you can beat the game, or you can beat certain sections of the game with actual zero violence. So now you not only have the challenge of don't kill anyone, now you have the replayability of now don't touch anyone, but still get through the level without anyone seeing you. All right?
Incredible.
You have weapons as well. It's not the same weapon, the same number of weapons. I would be lying if I knew exactly how many more, but I know that there are more weapons that you can use in MGS2 compared to MGS1. These are exact points that I was trying to bring up with Hellblade. So instead of just the same sword, you know what? Maybe it could even be the same sword. Give me the ability to switch stances, like on Ghost of Tsushima. Instead of just the same swinging, maybe I can do a double-handed stance with the sword, right? Maybe I can use an axe. No need to level up. Fine, don't level up. But give me more options. Give me a short sword or a short knife. Give me
Play
options.
a different game,
To
Loke.
replay the game. No, I'm answering the super chat.
Yeah. You
All
sure
right.
are.
Play a different
You really
game.
are. You're answering the
So
fuck
X-Men,
out of that super
would
chat.
you like to send? Would you? am I stretching it out too long? All right, sorry, my bad. I think the point's been made. As far as the drastic change, I guess the change, the point's been made there. Also, Gears of War 3, no, Gears of War 4 to Gears of War 5. There, drastic change. Do I have to get into the details for you, Fark? Would you like me to get into the nitty gritty? Is that necessary? I don't think it is.
But here's the thing.
Go ahead, Cozy.
You say like, but Gears of War, it's like pointing to a different game that does something different and has different goals, and being like, but why? But if that's like that, why can't this be like that?
Cozy,
Yes.
They're like,
tell them to stop asking me questions, and I'll stop answering. The question was posited. Name a sequel with a drastic change. It's a dumb question. I agree with you, Cozy, but it was made, and I'm answering.
Well, you did a really good job answering that.
Also,
but there's a lot more. But to be honest, there's a lot more
to bring up
sequels that don't
Metal
do
Gear.
a whole lot of changing,
which is fine.
and this is one of them.
I mean, I'm the guy that loves Football Manager, guys.
Yeah.
You could, Matt Ham, you could put Football Manager 2020 and Football Manager 2024, and there'll be like 2 or 3 changes on screen.
You're not you shouldn't publicly admit to
bothers
being
me
a
little
tool.
bit is all these people that need change, yet they buy Madden every year.
Because they think they want change, but they don't. If they changed a game like that probably too drastically, it wouldn't work.
They buy Madden every year. And I get it. It's like, I get it. It's a sports game. It does exactly what the sports game does. But I remember back in the day when there was multiple football games, when there were multiple basketball games, and they actually had to try to implement new stuff to make you want to get the game. But now they don't.
Yep.
So they just give you the same stuff and people eat it up every year, and it's one of the top games every year. Madden, 2K, all these damn sports games. None of them improve anything, but they've been giving you the same stuff since 2014. But we need to act like that this game right here needs to completely change everything that it was. I think that's wild. Like I understand maybe wanting a little extra, maybe a little extra piece of maybe an axe to throw at it, maybe to be able to breathe fire. You like you kill one of the fire breathers, you pick up their ammunition that they use to breathe fire. I think that would have been like a little cool addition to it, sure. But it wasn't added, and they didn't feel the need to do it. And is it still a good game without it? To me, yeah. So I think I'll be fine. Could they improve on it? Could they listen to the people now and improve on it in the future? Sure. My whole thought process on them taking this long to come out with this game is them kind of setting themselves up for sequel after sequel, on top of learning how to use new equipment, which now they don't have to learn how to use anymore. And they can do this stuff much faster and also help out other studios that are using Unreal Engine in that aspect as well. So I feel like this was not just like, they're just sitting around and figuring this thing out. I feel like they already said Ninja Theory's next game outside of Project Mara is greenlit. I personally think it might be another Hellblade 3 or something like that to continue the story, because a lot of people said at the end of this story, it kind of leaves you feeling like you're not quite at an end. I've heard that from plenty of people. So in my opinion, I'm thinking maybe this might kind of be like Luke says, like Telltale, right? But like kind of put into these short spurts, almost like what Insomniac's leak said about Spider-Man, how they're not going to create one crazy large game, how they may split it into 3, 50-50-50.
I also think, speaking of the dev time for this, and the reports didn't they like miss a year of development because of the pandemic, specifically mocap? They couldn't do mocap for like a full year.
Oh yeah, because of COVID.
So they missed an entire year of game development on this. So that's like another thing to factor in. So
it's 6
why
years,
it probably took so long. Yeah.
Well, I've heard that they basically done nothing on it when that trailer was out in 2019. Like end of 2019. So it's not like it was 7 years or whatever. It's more like 4 and a bit. And they missed a year.
And also, guys, we bitch so much in our industry about the sameness of the industry. And then something comes out and is genuinely different from what we get all the time. And instead of appreciating it, we're shitting on it.
Facts.
Because the game has issues. I'm not going... You know what? No game does not have issues. Even Kojima games have issues. But I think there's more good.
You see the way Mental turned and looked at the screen. He's like, "Excuse me."
What? What did I just hear?
Listen,
Who are you, and what did you do with Loke?
Right?
listen,
Invasion of the Body
Listen.
Snatchers here. It's happening.
listen. Video games, like any product produced by human beings, are flawed. All right, even if it's just by 1%, they're all flawed. They can all be improved, and this one has things that can be improved. But the overall package, in my opinion, is still pretty great. The same way as freaking Tekken 8. It's got that horrible monetization situation that's going on right now, and I hate that specific part, and I can rant about it for hours. But I'm not going to sit here and say that Tekken 8 as a product is objectively bad. That's not true. Senua, same thing. As a whole, it's not a bad product. It's a very good product. But yes, you can poke 1,000 holes in it. I am not going to fight that. So X-Man sent another super chat threatening me with a good time. Says, don't make me come in there and put you in check. So X-Man, I am literally crapping my pants right now. I am so scared. All right, so Hams walked away for a minute. So I'm gonna put up the Neil Druckmann topic real quick, and then I want Matt to get swifty.
Sorry
Oh,
about
Ham's
that. My
back. All right.
6-year-old daughter cleaned the kitchen and wanted to show me.
That's
Nice.
nice.
Oh,
And,
that's nice. That is awesome.
I'm just gonna keep on pushing that until she gets tired of it.
Reinforce the behavior, dude. Reinforce it. That's how it works. Life supremacy.
Proud and everything.
Welcome in.
What?
Very proud.
Yep. I also I tried. I tried until like now he's grown, but I have always tried to incentivize my boys to also contribute around the house, like wash dishes, make your own beds, etc., and try and also put like IRL incentives to it.
You just take away their sheets, and blankets
Damn.
if they don't like their bed.
There was
Bam.
no incentive with this one though. That's what I thought
What?
was crazy. She just came in here and snuck behind my couch, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Come check out the kitchen." And I was like, "Okay."
Nice.
I mean,
Yeah.
some kids also are weirdos who like cleaning things.
She just likes people to be proud of her. So that one.
Fark, I have to be honest. I might as well be happy Texas Loke at this point. Like, guys, I know it's not part of the show, but I just feel like I need to share. I feel like I'm reaching my peak in the corporate ladder, and it feels very nice. Like I am doing damage in the office. So I guess it translates here as well. So yeah, that's why I'm happy, Look. Yo,
Nice.
Danny is stuck in traffic. Oh, dude, you're missing out. But welcome in, yo, Danny. Hamothy, let's move on to Neil Kojima. Sorry,
He's
Neil
looking
Druckmann.
at a Filmic 20 FPS.
20 FPS.
All right.
Wait for Spider-Man 3 will be in 3 parts, 5 hour per part to $50. Then it's okay for PlayStation. Yo, if they do that, well, I'm already out on the whole Spider-Man thing. What they did on Spider-Man, I'm out. Anyways, you can put up the Neil Druckmann stuff.
You didn't give me any links, right?
I did, bro. I did.
Those aren't actual links.
What is that? I literally copied it from the browser.
I know, and I've had that issue happen before, but I got it put up on the screen. You're good. Don't worry about it.
All right, Neil Druckmann says Naughty Dog's next game could redefine mainstream perceptions of gaming. The Last of Us and Uncharted developer Naughty Dog's stop chuckling, man. No, Naughty Dog's next game could redefine mainstream perceptions of gaming, according to studio head Neil Druckmann. In an interview with Naughty Dog and PlayStation owner, Druckmann was asked to share his personal vision or dream project that he hopes to see realized in the future. Having held co-directing and lead writing roles for both The Last of Us and Uncharted franchises, Druckmann said he's working on several dream projects already and is still looking forward to the next one. Here's his quote: "I'm currently excited about a new one, which is perhaps the most thrilling yet. There's growing appreciation for gaming that transcends all age groups, unlike when I was growing up. This shift is highlighted by our venture into television with The Last of Us, which I hoped would bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. The show's success has spotlighted gaming." Pretentious prick. The Last of Us is the one that spotlighted gaming. Really, Neil?
I have some-
Really?
Gaming was never
I have some
under a
words about
spotlight
this.
before The Last of Us.
I have some words
The
about this.
show's
Nobody knew what gaming was before
I
Last
can't
of
wait
Us.
to hear what Cozy has to say. Keep going, Lo. Keep
Bro,
going. Give her more
the
ammunition.
show's success has spotlighted gaming, illustrating the rich, immersive experiences it offers. This visibility excites me not only for our current project, but for the broader potential of gaming to captivate a global audience. I am eager to see how this new game resonates, especially following the success of The Last of Us, as it could redefine mainstream perception of gaming. Cozy, go off.
I just want to start out saying, this is the most
is wild.
cringy eye roll statement ever. Like, and here's why: because Nintendo exists. He just listed off a bunch of things that Nintendo has done, and Naughty Dog could never.
In the 80s. In the
And
80s.
now, and
not now.
forever.
And done got a Nintendo thing.
Like,
Man,
like,
goddamn.
Like none of that isn't things that Nintendo hasn't already done and won't continue to do.
Yeah, but Nintendo's not Sony.
Exactly.
The other issue with this is they haven't made a game that is actually checklist done all these things. They've made games that are popular, that people will laud and praise, yes. But not a general public audience game? No, they haven't done that.
Not even Helldivers.
Helldivers actually been a lot closer than Last of Us and Uncharted.
For sure.
Never mind. No, keep going.
Cozy cooking.
Like, it's like, and I get it. You want to be like the big, a big deal. You are a big deal, but come on, let's be real.
You're not that big, buddy.
You're not that big a deal. You're Last of Us is never going to be the name that any of those other games, because he's trying to do all this to transcend gaming, forgetting that the key defining bit of gaming is creating a game.
Well,
And I get that, comparison would be something like, say, well, what about Hellblade? You were just praising that. Hellblade had specific things it was trying to do as a game, as an experience, and it was like, here's what we're doing. Wasn't trying to transcend anything. Wasn't trying to be like, oh, we're so...
Yeah.
If they gave us an actual good factions, that probably would have transcended anything else that they've given us. But that's gone. I don't know. It's just kind of ridiculous and pompous. This is like the most pompous thing I've ever heard.
Can I say, when I read this quote, and this is kind of from someone I generally like Neil Druckmann. I think he's kind of like he comes off as pretentious. I mean, up to this point. Up to before this quote, he comes off as pretentious every now and then, but for the most part, I like him, right? But then I read this quote and I was like, this fucking douchebag This fucking douche. I can't believe. I don't know what would possess you to ever say that. Ever. Like, could
Believe
you
in his own press.
imagine? Imagine if, like we just talked about Hellblade. Imagine if what's the guy at Ninja Theory, Don Matthews or whatever. Imagine if Don Matthews came out and was like, what you're about to experience transcends gaming and entertainment as a whole. You're welcome. Imagine if they came out and said that. You would roll your eyes so fucking hard that it would probably hurt. And that's what this quote made me do. I'm like, I went from actually liking Neil Druckmann to being like, dude, shut the fuck up. Stop talking.
Just make the game.
Just stop talking and finish your game. Because here's the thing: I'm excited to play whatever you're about to release, whenever that comes out. It's probably not coming out anytime soon, apparently, but whenever it comes out, I'm excited to play it. But this quote just sucks, and it makes you seem like you suck, and I can't. It's like it reminded me. In fact, I quote tweeted that tweet with a gif from South Park. I don't know if you guys saw the episode where like the smuggler.
I saw that.
Yeah, the smuggler episode where everybody was smelling their own farts. That's Neil Druckmann with this quote. That is Neil Druckmann with this quote. Just pretentious as all fuck. It's gross and really cringe.
Humility is still a thing. Hamothy, you're muted.
Yeah, he's reading his own press.
No, I was
believing
talking to
all
my
the
daughter.
headlines.
Oh, okay.
I was talking to my daughter. So my thoughts on this whole on these quotes that he had to say. I mean, I think they're just interesting, right? Because it's just like Naughty Dog's been in a little bit of turmoil.
Tim, don't try me.
Naughty Dog's been in a little bit of turmoil due to factions, right?
Yeah.
And their last major release was Last of Us Part 2.
Didn't he promise us factions as well?
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
all right.
And like, I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way, especially from my Xbox fellows. But like, Neil is like the kind of the pretentious asshole version of Todd Howard, in my opinion.
Todd Howard? What?
Yes.
You.
Wow.
Oh,
He'll just say stuff.
No.
Thou shalt not take God Howard's name in vain like that, my man.
Spam L's in
I
the
will
chat.
do that. I have no problem
Todd
doing
makes
that.
games.
And
Todd makes actual games. No, spam L's in the chat, everyone. What? Tim says LMAO, yes. Shut up, Tim. You were so wrong for that. No. Come, Ham, explain yourself.
Wow.
Yeah. Yo, Donnie says it right here. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
You're lucky you're on your own podcast, man, because I would have got you kicked from a lot of them out there.
I'm telling you.
What?
And see, this
What?
is why. This is why,
Explain,
in
Ham.
my opinion,
No, I need you to break it down.
Like this is the type of language that doesn't allow me to get invited to a lot of other people's podcasts. Because I'll say something that will just piss off everybody. And it just is what it is, in my opinion. To me, it just is what it is, because there's been plenty of times where Todd Howard said something so ginormous.
See, we're losing subscribers.
200 different endings. And it's like,
we're
no,
losing subscribers as you speak, bro. Cut the cap, Ham.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Just wait till Starfield's
want to be
adapted
mad at me,
for
just go
TV.
ahead and do some research. Do a little
I watched
research
that
and see how wrong I am about some of the statements that he's made in the past.
No. I was joking.
Just look
I
at
tend to
Starfield,
agree with you.
For instance,
Yeah.
right? Starfield, I
Yeah.
loved Starfield. I thought Starfield was the
But
best.
Ham,
Starfield was my game of the year last year,
Me
but the
too.
way that they were promoting it It was like the Xbox itself was going to fly into the stratosphere.
Ham, I can't believe we're doing a role reversal right now where you crapping on the Xbox guy and I'm defending him. But Todd Howard is not arrogant. He's not like that gif that Matt
I didn't say he was.
shared out there.
I said Neil Druckmann is like the pretentious asshole version of Todd Howard.
Okay, so the pretentious
Howard's still
asshole
a nice dude.
less
I'd love to
version
meet him.
is pretentious less version of Todd Howard, correct?
Huh?
Like Todd Howard is the pretentious less version of Neil Druckmann. That's what you're saying. He's not pretentious.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. We can agree on that because I could hang out. I could hang out with Todd Howard. I could have a coffee with Todd Howard. But Neil Druckmann,
Neil Druckmann might tell me just a fucking shoe.
Exactly. Like that's
the
why
first thing he's gonna ask you is like, what are your pronouns? That's the first question Neil Druckmann's gonna ask you, and I'm not down for that talk.
Yeah, because I was kind of shocked. Like Ham has his opinion and everything. I was kind of shocked to hear him say Todd Howard because I was just like, as much as Todd says some stuff. Todd loves saying stuff. He likes making promises. He likes making things seem bigger than ever, larger than life. I've never heard Todd say something that pretentious. Ever.
Yes.
Ever. That's just I haven't heard any game developer really. I mean, I saw somebody in the chat. I can't find it now. But somebody in the chat. Kojima, but somebody also said Sir X-Man said Cliffy B in the chat. And Cliffy B is another one who's a little bit pretentious, but even Cliffy B, I've never seen him say something.
Kojima's
like
pretentious, but at least Kojima's so weird that you can be like, whatever.
Yeah, I don't like when Kojima comes out and is like a pretentious little asshole sometimes. I'm just like, okay, fine, I get it. You know, I kind of expect
I'm yet to see it.
Have you guys
seen Kojima?
I kind of expect it, and he's a lovable guy.
He's like that weird art student that everyone knows, and they're like, yeah, they're weird and pretentious, but you're kind of like, it's cool. That's just how he is.
Yeah, that's just him. He's just being himself. There's nothing wrong with that.
But guys, are we talking about his demeanor and how we perceive him to be, or do we have actual like
every time I've heard him say anything, it sounds pretentious. But it sounds pretentious like a weird art student, and I can't even be mad at that because I hang out with weird art students.
Okay. What I'm saying is the reason why you can't put them in the same group is because you cannot look at anything Kojima has said and read it word for word verbatim, and it sounds like the dude from South Park that smells his farts.
He doesn't sound like that level of pretentious, but he sounds like, that's what I'm saying. He sounds like a weird art student pretentious, but not like Neil Druckmann comes off as like, you know, that pretentious person who like very eye rolly. I only read Ernest Hemingway and what's the other dude? That's how Neil Druckmann comes off. Like, shut up.
Exactly. Just kind of a douche.
Like, just reads Dostoevsky.
Yes, that person, and you're just like, oh my god.
And he probably looks down on you if the only philosopher you know is Socrates. He's like, oh, you've never heard of Nietzsche, you've never heard of what?
Yeah, that's how he comes
that's
off.
What it sounds like.
I also really
Ambra says farts, sniff, sniff.
Exactly. That's Neil Druckmann right here. I also really love that he said,
"House-churned butter, get this margarine out of my face."
Peasant. It just kicks you out. But like the idea that Last of Us put a spotlight on gaming. Last of Us put a spotlight on Last of Us. It didn't put like gaming existed, but contrary to popular belief, gaming existed before Last of Us, and it was doing quite well, frankly. Like I mean, like you look at, I mean, if we want to go to the 2000s, Halo 3, millions of players concurrently. Gaming was very huge. Dude. You want to go to the 1990s, Doom, Wolfenstein. You want to go even further back. You want to go all the way back to fucking Tetris. Like gaming existed. It was very popular, and it has been for a while. Last of Us didn't shine a light on anything but Last of Us, and it's great for them. But dude, you need to shut up with that pretentious nonsense, because that's
God
nuts.
damn.
Because like in my honest opinion, I mean, I personally thought like, and I still to this day feel that Uncharted's a better game.
Yeah, Uncharted 4 is their best game they've ever done to me.
Uncharted
Uncharted 4 and 2.
Uncharted 2 and 4 are hands down to me better than Last of Us 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think Last of Us
Uh,
1, first Last of
Last
Us,
of
I
Us
honestly
1
like
is-
better than everything but Uncharted 2 and Lost Legacy.
I just
Yeah,
Lost
enjoyed
Legacy
it.
was
I'm
Like, I
with
didn't-
you on The Last of Us 1 being their best game.
by the
For sure.
like,
Yeah.
for me, it's just personal preference. Like, I just felt like The Last of Us was just so depressing.
I get it. There's an element of dumb fun
It
in
was.
Uncharted, and I think I kind of enjoyed that a lot because it was in many ways it was just kind of dumb fun.
But that's why I put 4 as the best, because it took the dumb fun that you expect with Uncharted, and then they also added in like all the serious tones and everything that you would expect in Last of Us, and they made it blend together, as opposed to just being, hey, it's 100% serious and depressing all the time, or hey, it's 100% dumb and fun the whole time. They just blended it together, and that was to me their best game.
Uncharted
I think-
4 was the first time in a video game for me that I felt the exact same as the protagonist.
Hmm.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like when he goes to travel towards the end of the game and he realizes that this isn't over quite yet. And he's just like, dude, like, when is this gonna freaking end? I was
That's what I
right there
felt
with him,
during
thinking,
the
like,
whole game.
when is this gonna freaking end? And just having him acknowledge that in the game gave me energy to finish it. Because I was like, even he's sick and tired of this shit. Like, and I was having a good time in it, and it just like, to me, having that feeling and then having it like play out with him being like, dude, like, I'm going through so much bullshit right now just to get this. Like, I don't even care about this anymore. Like, we both felt the same way. Like, it's not that I didn't care about Uncharted anymore. I just didn't like I was like not understanding the point of why we were doing all this. And Nathan
The
Drake
game
was
was
like, right
so
there
well
with you, bud.
paced.
This is silly. My
It
brother's
was so
an
well
idiot.
paced that they knew you were going to feel the way you felt at that stage, Ham. That's how well
Right.
paced the game was.
That was it to
Mhm.
me. That
Yeah.
was like chef's kiss moment.
I think all the Uncharted games are overrated.
Blasphemy.
God damn. Hot takes this
Yeah.
this week. It's just hot takes
We love it.
everywhere.
Damn.
I don't know. Like
I
I have my problem with Uncharted is Nathan Drake's this world class, treasure hunter guy. Yet every time you get to a location, it's either he gets there, you solve a puzzle, then the bad guys show up, you fight them off, or you get to a location, somehow the bad guys got there first, you fight them off, you solve the puzzle, then you run for your life once or twice, and then you do the same thing over again. And they always have this boss battle mechanic where no matter how sneaky you are, the boss always knows exactly where you are. And they're shooting at you constantly with a steady stream of bullets. And you can't hide. Like I just find there's a lot of lazy elements to those games. And the thing that drives me the craziest with them is you can parkour all over, climb buildings, do all this wonderful stuff, but you cannot climb on that rock that is waist high. That has you blocked off from whatever's on the other side. I find that that's immersion breaking to me when I see stuff like that. I find it ridiculous.
could just
Like
see it right
that
now.
sideways
running for his
board.
life. Trying to go jump over every fucking rock.
Yeah. Well, it's like there's a sideways board on a door and you can't get past that board. Like it's stuff like that's just dumb. Like make there no door there or something. Like don't be I don't know. I find stuff like that irritating, and every one of them has had it, and it's always the same. And They always take me 6 months to finish one of those games because I get irritated and then I won't play it again for like another month. And then I'll sit down and play it for a couple nights and then I'm done with it again because I'm irritated just by the lazy sort of programming that they do where they have these insurmountable objects that, you know, for a guy that can climb up the cliff sides and do all this crazy stuff jumping from building to building, but he can't hop over a rock. It's just stupid. Anyway, that's my rant. They're not bad. I'm just saying, like, I don't think any one of them is breach 7 for me on a scale of 1 to 10.
Because of climbing rocks?
No, it's just the repetitive nature of the same thing. Constant repetition of get there, solve a puzzle, fight bad guys.
I get what you're saying.
Get there, fight bad guys, solve a puzzle.
No, I kind of understand what you're saying.
Run for your life, get there, do the same thing. Like it's not this almighty innovative game that people make it out to be, and that's what I don't get. The stories are okay. Don't get me wrong.
I think it's a fun game,
but
I do.
There's stuff there that they could fix so easily and do differently, and it's just not. And I get it. Like there's been 4 or 5 Uncharted's now, and it's still the same as the first one. Like I would expect a little more evolution than that over 5 games. You know, here I was defending Hellblade before, but I don't know why I keep buying them because I know what I'm getting into. I'm expecting it, and I'm irritated every time that I got what I expected. I was
going to bring up Hellblade. I was going to bring up Hellblade.
No, I know. It's my listen. This is a me problem. 100%.
Yeah,
it's a me problem.
I think it brings up the subjectivity of our hobby because I can see Pal World and be like, I don't really care for this. I know that objectively it's probably great, but I don't care for this. And Ham will spend 100 hours in it. And then Ham will see Football Manager and he'll say, I don't care for this, but I will put in 100 hours into it.
All your favorite games are trash.
See, I know enough about how I feel about the games and my expectations of, and I know what's coming. I never buy them like at launch. I wait until I find it in the cheap bin, and then I'll buy the game and play it over, like I say, a 6-month period. Great, that's what I do. But my issues with it, they are a me problem. It's expected. That's the style. That's their formula, and they repeat it every single time, and it's successful for them. So why change it? I just wish they would. Get rid of these waist-high obstacles that you suddenly can't get over because of the invisible wall behind it. I don't like that stuff.
Go play Assassin's Creed, bro. Just go play Assassin's Creed.
No. I hate that kind of stuff in games. That's all I'm saying.
What do you call Tomb Raider? Not new Tomb Raider, old Tomb Raider. I think that's one thing I was very conscious of when you talk about the climbing aspect and the puzzles. I actually don't care. New Tomb Raider, not my jam. Because my favorite aspects of old Tomb Raider were the puzzles. Because it had solid puzzles. It had solid, climbing and stuff like that. And I like that.
Oh, yeah, it had real puzzles.
I think in Uncharted, like coming from Tomb Raider and going into Uncharted, it highlights that both of those aspects are very, very terribly implemented. I will agree with that. Yeah. They're terribly implemented in Uncharted, but it's like that is but when you talk about otherwise, that is the pacing of how they do their games. Like I like the shooting, I like the spectacle, but yes, I really did hate the climbing and the puzzles.
One more thought, like they do the same kind of stupid crap in Last of Us. Where, I'm thinking Last of Us 2. There's a spot where I have to get up onto some scaffolding. There's a chain link fence in the way. I could climb a chain link fence when I was 3, and Ellie can't get over that freaking fence that's 5 feet high. Are you kidding me?
Or just go under it.
Well, I had to go around and find a specific gate with a big enough gap she could squeeze through. But she couldn't climb. It's probably a 6-foot fence that's chain link. Just make it a steel wall. Something smooth that you can't put your fingers and toes into to climb over. Instead of a chain link fence.
Yeah, like
that's just dumb.
Wall or something.
Also, exactly. Who's in an apocalypse without some cutters? Just get some cutters.
Yeah.
That should be littered all over the place, honestly.
No. It's stuff like that bugs me in these types of games. It's petty, I know. It's a me problem. That's fine. I admit that. But I just find it stupid because I could have climbed that chain link fence right onto the scaffolding that was right there and gone directly in the building instead of chasing around, going through under the ground and all this crap that I had to do to get to a spot that, based on their own design, I should have been able to go straight to. As a human. I mean, I'm an old guy. I could climb that fence in a heartbeat and be on that scaffolding. Let alone 3-year-old me that got in trouble for climbing over fences all the time. Anyway, I'll shut up now. They're a good developer, but they got work to do.
Another good example is Death Stranding. I'm being 100% honest today, as usual. If Death Stranding was not a Kojima game, I would have abandoned it instead of powering through. I powered through simply because it was a Kojima game.
Because you're a dick rat.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
Yeah. So notice I didn't fight her, Matt or notice
You sure didn't.
he said
Howdy.
that. And I just
Took it.
kept quiet. Took it like a champ. Right in the
You
chin.
always never mind. Especially when Kojima's
Pause.
involved.
Man. Wow.
Yes,
What's
ma'am.
on your chin?
Yes, ma'am. Let's move on before this gets too R-rated. Atari acquires. Oh, sorry. This topic is Mental's topic. Mental. Please go ahead and present your topic.
Atari acquired Intellivision. That's all. Like, for a guy like me that was pretty old, and I remember the Atari versus Intellivision battles with my friends. I was Intellivision all the way, so it's almost like sacrilege that the Atari systems, end up winning in the end by buying them out. But there is the aspect of, if they can bring back some of that stuff, or even revive some of the old titles in a reimagined new way, it could be pretty cool. I enjoyed my Intellivision the days playing with it. So, I mean, this is kind of just a fun topic. I don't know if you guys are even familiar with any of the Intellivision games back in the day, like Sea Battle and Utopia and all these different games. But, I saw this article and it brought back some memories from my youth. And thought it was kind of interesting to see Atari picking up the Intellivision brand and a bunch of games that they now own. So I'm curious to see what becomes of it.
The only thing I know about Atari and Intellivision is that they're really old brands, and
you have to be really old to know about them.
The big companies. Yeah, they're the companies that were fighting in the console war before the gaming crash, and Nintendo.
Like this is
everyone.
Yeah, this is pre-Nintendo, right? The NES was just a twinkle in Nintendo's eye when this stuff was happening.
So that's how long ago this thing was.
Yeah, we're talking
Nintendo
early 80s.
didn't exist.
Yeah, this is early 80s stuff. But I'm like I say, it'd be interesting to see a modern version of some of these games. Like, there's a lot you could do with it.
Mental, Mishi has some thoughts for you.
What can I say?
Anyone have some thoughts on Mental's topic about Atari or Atari acquiring Intellivision? Anyone? No. Okay. Well, my thoughts on this is, guys, you're muted. You're muted.
And you guys, okay, what are they planning on doing? Because I read the top and it says like the Miko game console not included, but still in development. And I know that Mike Mike with Next Level Gaming has been really getting on to the Amico, because he has like a early edition of it and he really enjoys it and whatnot. But with them saying like not included, like what is Atari doing?
Yeah, that's what I don't think it even says anything about what their plans are, other than they acquired all this IP. And that's where I'm saying It'd be really interesting if they actually reimagined some of this stuff and brought it forward. But time will tell. Time will tell.
It says here it is part of Atari's continued investment in its retro games business, including the acquisitions of Digital Eclipse, Night Dive, Retro Age, and numerous other games IP. So
Yeah, it'd be cool,
This
I
is
guess,
the
if they brought out a retro and television console with all 200 games on it. That could be
Ooh,
interesting.
that
but
would be.
Check out that
That'll be
Yodani
something.
Kazada super chat.
Yeah. Yo, Danny, thank you so much for the super chat. Says this brother is
Man.
here talking about Intellivision and Atari. When I was growing up, I was lucky I was a boy or I wouldn't have anything to play with. I was lucky I was a boy. Okay, I was lucky I was a boy or I wouldn't have anything to play with. Goodness me.
That's a super chat.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a pretty super chat.
Putting that out there for the world. Good
Yeah.
for you, buddy.
At least he's honest about it. Atari barely
Yeah.
do anything with their own IP. Maybe they have a
True,
plan.
true.
Supremacy.
Hey, maybe they'll
they
bring
have a plan.
ET back and redo ET. Worst
What
video
is
game.
Did-
ET?
Were
ET.
they
No,
Yeah,
Say ED?
that's-
were
No,
they involved
no,
in the
that's-
last test in the most recent test drive game that's coming or no?
Don't know.
'Cause I know they did the test drive games back in the day.
Yeah, that was all Atari.
What
Yeah,
other
that'll be
is
interesting.
that
I
test
don't
drive
know.
game still coming out? When is that coming out?
Which one? Oh, the new test drive? Yeah, I don't
New
know.
test drive. Unlimited or whatever they're calling it.
I have no idea when that new test drive is
I'm
coming
about to
out.
look that up.
I
these
saw a
guys?
trailer for that a couple of months ago. Mental Sexman sends a super chat, says Astro Smash. Astro Smash was
that
a
was a-
launch title for the Intellivision.
Yeah, back in the day. I remember Astro
So,
Smash.
hey, Uso, welcome in, Uso, mahalo. Guys, you notice the lukewarm reception to this Atari news.
Yeah,
You guys realize?
what can I say?
Do you
What
guys
year is it?
realize it's 2024. So the point is,
It's like someone
can you guys
announcing they bought
imagine?
Yahoo.
This is
Cozy.
gaming history
okay.
we're
Come
talking about.
on,
Like,
Cozy.
you guys, man.
We bought
Man.
we bought AIM Messenger.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
I don't
that
know.
level of like,
I
okay,
don't know.
cool.
Yeah.
Where's your desire to know about gaming history?
Net
This
Zero
is-
acquires Netscape.
I liked Netscape. That was a good
Thank
browser
you.
back in the day.
So the reason why I brought up the lukewarm reception to the topic is you guys do realize that one day, a couple of years from now, we are going to be talking about these consoles. And the 360 and the PS2 is going to be like, what are we talking about?
Facts.
What's wrong with these
Yeah.
old people?
Mhm.
Well,
Mhm.
Some people
I'm
it's already like
honestly-
that.
Probably,
I know,
right?
popular opinion, I don't play anything newer than anything from like PS1 to PS1 and PS2. That range of game systems I consider unplayable.
So
I'll
you
play
don't
older
play anything
things. San Andreas.
older than PS3.
Yeah. Like any
Okay.
So San
mean-
Andreas, no.
except I will play like the NES, Genesis, those games.
Okay.
I'll play those games. But when they got newer, like when people like have nostalgia for like GameCube and what's the other one? And the 64,
PlayStation 1.
I'm like, they just look, everything on them just looked terrible and the controls were wonky and sucked. That was a terrible time.
Man, when
What?
like if I
Yes.
ever become a
PS2.
I
I
hate
was
the
all about
PS2.
PC
Sorry.
during that era.
I was on
If
the
I ever-
PS2. Yeah,
if I
sorry.
ever become a grandparent, I swear, like my grandson or granddaughter is gonna be like, "Grandfather, what is Steam Deck?" And I'm gonna be like, "Child,
Sit down.
You have no idea.
I'm
Well-
like, child, compared today, this is like Tiger Electronics. And then you'd be like, what the fuck is Tiger Electronics?
Man.
Where's the
you know,
hologram?
I can
Does it
only,
come out
yeah,
of
I
this
can only
screen?
imagine like the 3-4D kind of stuff that could come out in the future where people are walking around TVs playing video
Yep.
games instead of instead of just
Holodeck.
sitting in front of it. Like, oh man, like how am I gonna do this Hellblade 8 puzzle? And they gotta look behind the TV and shit.
I'm thinking like holodeck.
I think it's
Every
broken.
home has
Like,
one.
I think it's broken. That's wild. That's wild. So, another thing that it brings into perspective is for the console warriors, like either Sony is going to swallow up Xbox or Xbox is going to swallow up Sony.
Sorry,
It's just a question
unless
of-
Sony makes a lot of fucking money, it's not going to be that.
Honestly,
Not gonna be
I
that.
think what's going to happen is the landscape is going to change so much, so incredibly that you know,
Someone's going to have to
It's-
leave.
it won't matter because it's like right now it's like consoles are in a geriatric race, and just let them do their thing.
Who's geriatric? Who's
Oh,
geriatric? The
consoles. And it's like just like
PC
let
is the
them do
one
their
that's
thing.
really
Let
running.
them do. It's like bless
mobile.
their heart. It's like they're just fighting a
Bless their
fight.
heart.
It's like they're fighting a fight that
Wow.
is eventually not going to matter. And
Oh
the
my
writing is on the
God,
wall.
what is-
It's like
what's
watching them
Vinny
fight.
saying?
So what the hell? Go ahead,
He's
Cozy.
like
Go ahead.
A lot of
Xbox and
following.
PlayStation spending $69 tonight.
Oh, I did not need that visual in my head because my brain did not go to Xbox. My brain went to Phil Spencer and Jim Ryan.
Oh,
Lord in heaven.
How the rest of y'all
Fantasy
can have
Archer.
that?
Fantasy Archer.
That's really
Fantasy
unfortunate.
Archer brought up Mattel electronic football, and on that note, all that nostalgia, let's move on because this is getting wild. Wild.
Ham, you started
X
it.
defiant.
I still have
Exit
my
defiant,
Mattel
Ham.
electronic
You
hockey.
finished it, I tell you that much.
That's your topic.
That was a
Ham.
handheld.
Mattel.
I like those Tiger handheld electronics, but they were
Yeah,
terrible.
remember
They were crap.
Aladdin? I still got that one.
You could not. My paperboy got wet, and I was really sad about that.
The one I hated was Lion King.
That was trash.
Because having Simba doing the jump and like, especially when your batteries got low, it was just awful.
I'm getting PTSD just thinking about that because as soon as you said Simba jump, my brain was like, no, let's not talk
Remember
about
like
that.
how you'd have to tilt
Oh
it to
God!
get that last, and you'd be like, oh damn it, and you take the batteries out and put them in the freezer. And then you'd grab them again, try to throw it back in and get a couple more minutes.
Bang them together. Free up those electrons.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
not just buy more batteries? Why you putting
Because
them in the
I was
freezer?
poor.
It's a
All
pretty
right.
good reason.
I didn't have the opportunity to like keep in mind, I'm not 17 playing Tiger Electronics. So I couldn't just take a stroll down the street and just go buy some batteries by myself. Like I was like 7 playing those things. So like I need new batteries. My mom was like, maybe next time when we at the stove.
Okay.
And then I'd have
So
to
X-Men.
remember for her.
Or because it's not a priority for us. So X-Men, as the super chat says, Cozy, you know PC sales are down. They're down too, right? Cozy, before you
Because
respond,
people is broke.
Uso said that's why we need a release of PC2. So
Did you read Giordani's super chat already earlier?
Oh no.
I did. I
Okay,
did.
cool.
Yeah. Because people is broke.
People
Like,
is
I'm not
broke.
buying anything for my PC anytime soon. Once I
Economy's
need
in
to,
the
yes,
tank.
but
All right.
Also,
and
I
then
think PC is different because
yeah,
it's-
you don't have
the-
to
the-
just be like you're not beholden the same
Yeah.
way. Like my computer
then
is set
also
for a while.
and the install base is ridiculous on PC. And people buy lots of gaming PCs and then resell them on informal markets. So you will increase the player base significantly through these secondhand sales.
My current GPU
Because,
is like
like,
the first new GPU I've bought in a long time. Usually I just
Yeah.
see someone selling one and I'm like, oh, I'll buy your old GPU. Especially since they
because
usually sell
old
it with other
GPUs,
Smart.
they can still perform and they can still play good games. So it's a different market. Also, PC has the biggest install base on the planet. So it is what it is. Hamothy, go ahead.
All right, yeah, and for my topic this evening, I thought I'd talk a little bit about this game that I played for the
Woohoo!
last few days. Me and Matt have been playing it pretty much. Like I pretty much like wait around if I have like to see if I can get another teammate because it is fucking awful playing without teammates
What
that
happened?
you know. But X Defiant reportedly netted 1 million players within 2.5 hours of its launch, which is amazing. Like, congratulations to
Nice.
Ubisoft for that.
Nice.
And it says, despite its allegedly troubled development, Ubisoft's free-to-play shooter has become its fastest game launch to hit the 1 million player mark. I'll just read a little bit more. It says Ubisoft's troubled, repeatedly delayed shooter X Defiant has launched and is said to be doing quite well for itself. Per Insider Gaming, the free-to-play shooter saw 1 million unique players just 2.5 hours after launch. After it launched on Tuesday, the 21st. If true, it marks the fastest Ubisoft game to hit that milestone. At time of writing, it said the game reached 3 million players and now has 300,000 concurrent players on PC, Xbox Series S and X, and PlayStation. So, has anyone outside of Matt played X Defiant at all?
I did give it to go on PC for like 10 minutes.
I am blown away that Loke is the one. I mean, I would have been knocked out of my chair if Cozy would have said.
What?
But like it would have been like one of them Dragon Ball Z moments where it's just like and they just fall over.
Ah!
like when Chi-Chi yells at him or something like that.
I wouldn't play it. Hell would have to freeze over. If I see Ubisoft's name attached to anything, my brain automatically says, never mind, not touching.
Damn, disrespectful.
I gave it a go
what did you think of the game though?
Because there's someone that I follow that mostly mains single player games, and he was like, this is actually pretty good. I jumped in, I gave it to go for like 10 minutes. I was like, oh, still not for me. Uninstalled, moved on with my life. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay, Matt, thoughts on X Defiant so far?
Loving it. Playing it right now. Double XP this
Woohoo.
weekend. It's pretty fun. It's a cool way to, if you have an itch for obviously Call of Duty is different. It's a little bit more refined than X Defiant, quite frankly. But if you have an itch for Call of Duty, but you're kind of burned out on that whole experience, this is something to play that's a little bit more fresh, different elements and everything with the whole abilities and whatnot. But still like the same kind of FPS gameplay, which is nice. But I'm really enjoying it. Really enjoying it for what it is.
All right, good, bad. What do you like about it? What do you not love about it?
So I think me, you, and Mike, all Hard Days Mike had kind of the same complaint, or at least one of the same complaints, which was the hit detection in this game. I don't know if it's server based. I don't know if they have some issues with their server. They did when the game first launched. I know that much. I don't know what's going on, but the hit detection from one game to the next isn't really consistent. It can be kind of funky, which is, I would give obviously a negative. Things I like, the guns feel really nice. The reloading animations are pretty satisfying. Oh crap. Yeah, combat's fun. Reloading animations are
Throw some
satisfying. I
gameplay
like
up,
the
Matt, if you can.
What's that?
Throw some gameplay up if you can.
Oh, let me see. I know I have some. Let me see here.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll talk about it a little bit. So,
Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, as Matt was saying, like the hit detection in the game, it is a known issue right now. Like it's actually something that has to be worked on, and it's very similar to like the issue that you were having in Battlefield 2042 when that game initially launched, where you just be like just lighting somebody up and nothing. And then maybe you would melee them and they'd die or something like that. But like hit detection can be a little frustrating in that the mechanics in the game are pretty nice. I don't love the layout of some of the maps. It feels like sometimes I'll walk into a room and that room has like nowhere really to go. So I'm like wondering why it's there. Or like I'll take a left thinking that I can like go around this way and come to find out this like the map is almost set up like a big corridor with a bunch of kind of like things in the way. The covers, the ability to find cover in the game really stinks. I don't like that. Even if you kneel behind something, usually your head is still showing, so they could just like pop you right in the head or whatnot, or I can pop you right in the head or something like that. So like hugging up next to like a stair or like next to like a stairwell or something like that going down the stairs, you're pretty much able to get hit. Another thing that I just felt was kind of weird, or I'm still kind of adjusting to, is there is no prone. There's no way to lay down at all, like to shoot and whatnot. It's either kneel or stand, kneel or stand. So that's another way that, I mean, you can't really hide from getting shot or whatnot. Something that personally bothers me that doesn't like bother Matt or Mike, and if this is very personal for myself, is like the button configuration on it. Unlike Call of Duty, it doesn't allow you to remap your controls. So like if you play differently like I do, like I use left trigger to shoot, not right trigger. And I like to throw the grenades with the opposite buttons and stuff as well. And with that being
wrong
said,
with
if you look at the center of the game where it says like if you look at the center of the game, like on the bottom half of the screen right there, it shows what you have available to use as like your like kind of power weapons, like grenade or shield, in different people loadouts have different abilities that they can use, which is kind of cool. Some of them have like the fire drone that goes that goes forward and will like light anybody on fire. There's the invisibility, there's the shield.
Yeah.
And I think all of the characters have 2 separate things that you can pick of a special ability that you can use. So it's pretty cool. But my problem is like on that bottom, it will tell you LB, which is on the left side, and RB, which is on the right side. That like LB is supposed to be your special thing, and the RB is supposed to be the grenade. Well, since I have my configuration of my controls swapped, which I didn't get to specifically pick which one was which, I just kind of had to go with what they like made. Where it says RB on the left side and LB on the right side. So it fucks my brain up when I'm playing the game, because I'm looking to the left and I see the left thing says it's ready to go. So I hit LB, but it's supposed to be RB. So they don't swap that automatically when you swap your controls. So it's kind of like a little bit of a mind fuck, if you see what I'm saying. Like you'll see your grenade is ready, but but on the bottom right, or in the center of the screen on the right side, it says LB on the right side. So you think RB mentally because it's on the right side. but it's really LB. So like I would have to switch the way that I play, which I play Call of Duty that way. I play Battlefield that way. I play all these other shooters that way, right? And then on top of it, it switched the stick that's used to run. So I'm constantly accidentally swinging when I'm ready to run. So like when I'm in a tough situation and I click the left stick to run, I accidentally do a melee attack. And I'm like, oh damn it. And I hit the right stick. So it just screws up my gameplay that I can't pick my own configuration. And then on top of it, the screen is like mind fucking me while I'm playing. So it's just kind of it's not the smoothest experience for me personally in that aspect. And then also with the kneeling and still getting shot in the head and some of the other things like the map, some of the map designs and whatnot. It's not my favorite. I'd still play Call of Duty over this, but if I have a squad that wants to play some X-Defiant, I'm happy to join. It's like good enough for me to play and have a good time, especially if I'm playing with other folks. But it's not something like Call of Duty I can turn on alone and play and have a good time. This game, not so much. And then on top of it, Matt brought up this point that he didn't talk about a little bit ago. Maybe it's because he's bringing this video on or whatnot. But they don't have a deathmatch mode.
Yeah, that's the one thing I wanted to get to. It's kind of disappointing. It's kind of disappointing. I think like, especially, and I don't know, I might have missed it if you talked about it, but I don't think you did mention it. The spawns. Because every game is like an objective based game. Like all their modes are objective based modes. There's no team deathmatch or regular deathmatch or anything. It's just objective based modes. And because it's objective based modes, the spawns are just kind of screwed. Like you're spawning on your objective. Like if it's domination or something, you're spawning on the objective that you have captured, and that will change throughout the game. And because that's changing and the enemy knows what objective you have captured, they can spawn trap you. Like, and if a team gets an advantage like that, it can make it, you're constantly getting killed from behind. Ham, that was happening to Ham last night when we were playing. Happened to me in one game where like, I'm just getting killed from behind.
Bro, I went from yelling about getting killed behind to it happening so frequently that I just started singing, oh, I'm getting killed from behind. Killing me. Like I was like joking about it because it was happening so often and it was driving me insane. And then the next match, it was happening to Matt over and over. And Matt was like, dude, I think I'm just gonna quit.
Like I don't
he had enough.
It's a helpless feeling. You don't know what you can do because it's just the game. It's just the spawns.
Is it that good?
I was going off that game, but Matt, on the other hand, I was having trouble. And the opposite happened the game prior. Matt was going off, and I just couldn't stop getting shot in the back the whole time. And I'm like trying to follow and keep up with my team, but I'm getting shot in the back repeatedly. It was nuts.
Yeah. They got some balancing things that they can tweak.
1 million players within 2 hours. So they're doing something right. Besides,
it's a good start.
Oh,
it's a very good.
One thing I'll tell you that I really like about the game is how the gun feels when you shoot it.
Yeah, they nailed that.
Gun feels great. Like what people say about Halo, how the gunplay feels really good. The gunplay in X-Defiant feels really good. The thing that's kind of frustrating and confusing is they don't really go out of their way to show you how to level up your person or your guns or anything. I feel like that's something that you have to dig to find, and I feel like that's a little unnecessary. Like I feel like it should be like really telling you, hey, you're getting close to unlocking this or doing that or whatever. I mean, some of it's level based, and I can get that, but like as for unlocking like the new people, like I don't understand how I'm doing
that. Stanley Francois says pause on getting killed from behind. That's wild.
Yeah, that's getting murder.
What? Okay. Anyone have anything to add on X-Defiant?
You have a clue? You have a raging clue?
A raging clue. Okay.
Raging.
I've got a clue that's pointing over there now.
Okay, so on that note, we're moving on to the last
Fair enough.
topic of this week. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 confirmed by Activision. So Activision has confirmed 2024's Call of Duty is Black Ops 6 following a string of teasers and leaks. A post on Twitter from the official Call of Duty account teased a dark new chapter in the Black Ops franchise before confirming the rumors and leaks that 2024's entry would indeed be Black Ops 6. A teaser video below was also shared showing a group of people vandalizing Mount Rushmore. Ham, you mind putting up the teaser?
Is
I
it
had to
this right
remind
here?
myself that
Yeah.
Cold
It's a
War had
Twitter
come
link.
out, so that must be 5.
Yeah.
That was the teaser?
I still need to be cold.
No, that's not the one.
Oh, this one right here.
This-
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. No, go figure. Let's wait
Yeah.
for this Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Like, hold up a quick second. Speaking of Assassin's Creed, I heard somebody, and I'm not sure how true this is or not because I'm not like into
I'm not
Assassin's Creed
buying
like
it.
that. Okay, so you knew exactly where I was going with that.
I'm not buying it.
What
What
is
am I
it?
talking
Yeah.
about, Loke? What am I talking about?
Apparently, Ubisoft has decided to make Yasuke and Naoe LGBTQ.
I
That's
could
the-
listen.
What?
I could honestly see like it would track.
What? That seems like the most Ubisoft thing ever.
Exactly. Like that. Like
Yeah.
you're saying you don't buy that, but it's like here's the thing. If that if that were the case, would I be surprised? No, not really, not at all.
But does it fit feudal Japan though? Yeah,
Does
you
it
rip
fit?
it
Who cares if
to
it fits
shreds.
feudal Japan? Nobody cares. Apparently, nobody really cares.
Okay,
apparently.
do you
So
guys
it's like-
care? That's my question. Do you guys care?
Not really? No,
You
I got to
guys-
be honest. I don't. Personally,
Cozy, do you care?
What?
Do you care?
Would I care?
Yes.
do you care, Cozy?
It's an Ubisoft game. Of course I don't
Of
care.
course she does.
Like, I'm not going to play it because, like, we already know this. We already know this. Like, I don't know.
Infinite
Let
Umbra.
me tell you, I would play a Kojima game before an Ubisoft game. Okay?
Yo.
Man,
I would play a
nice.
Kojima game
So I
before
can
an
send you the
Ubisoft
code
game,
for
so
Death Stranding, right?
no, thank
Cozy?
you. No, thank you. Absolutely not.
not.
But I'm just saying that's how far down on the list Ubisoft games are.
Wow. Infinite.
That was
I mean,
Mental.
that was
Do
saucy.
you care? Do you care if this is what they decide to do?
If it's like historically accurate, since they're using a real like historical figure, then no. If they do it just because, then I think it's kind of silly. But I wouldn't be surprised.
Look,
I'm not
you
buying
look so
that game.
proud of the Mozambique man today.
No, he's an African samurai.
Oh, now he's African. Now he's African.
We are distancing ourselves. What?
Logan's like, why are you gay?
Yo, listen. I'm uncomfortable talking about this. What are you talking about? Stop it. Stop it. They're not Mozambique.
Mozambique.
And it even rhymes with the name of the country, Mozambique, Mozambique. All right.
Slapping them Mozambiques.
You know what, guys? I will refrain, right? I will refrain from making a decision and giving any thought to this subject until Ubisoft confirms what they're going
So you
to
want
do
me to
with
hit
that.
play and continue, Logan? We got so off topic, right?
Boy.
Oh my lord, that one just ruined everything. Anyways, there's the video. That's the trailer.
That made me
Let me
happy.
get Mozam Cheeks off. This Mozam Cheeks is wild. Yes, Stanley, it is wild.
Oh no. Okay, there we go.
Ah,
Yeah.
goodness.
So yeah, I mean the trailer. I mean, Call of Duty always looks good. So like,
Yeah.
I'm not that
It's just another
surprised.
Call of Duty game. Oh, so
What's
the
that?
trailer doesn't even have like the gameplay. It's just marketing.
It's a teaser.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so it has something to do with national security and the presidents. The truth
There was
lies.
also I can't remember what it was, but I saw somebody post like something from either this trailer or something else that they teased, but speculating that this game might possibly include 9/11.
What?
That there was some speculation that this game might somehow tie in 9/11. And if that's the case, that's a bold move.
Yeah, that is
That's
Yeah.
very bold.
Yeah.
That is,
We'll see.
That's how it works out for them, Cotton.
Yeah, it's we'll see. We'll see what
personally,
happens.
I'm buying. If this involves
I'm gonna play this for
9/11,
sure.
I'm like, this will be the first Call of Duty that I will buy. I haven't bought Call of Duty since the 360. So
here's the thing.
well,
It's
this
like-
coming to Game Pass, Luke.
Exactly. And here's the thing.
man. Stop it.
If I didn't have a problem, granted, when I played it, I was much younger and I didn't realize the full spectrum of what was going on. But if I played the no Russian mission when I was a kid, then seeing 9/11 in a game, which is something that actually happened, it's like if I played looking back on no Russian as an adult, played that as a kid, but looking back at that as an adult, I mean, Jesus, that is a twisted mission. So if I can play that, I think I'll power through this one. I think I'll power through it.
Well, for anyone interested, while this still doesn't give fans too much to go on, a deep dive of the game is coming on June 9th, 2024, following Microsoft's main Xbox Games Showcase. The same teaser image was shared alongside the promise of a special deep dive into the next installment of a beloved franchise, which was expected to be, but now confirmed as 2024's Call of Duty. So June 9th, everyone. Now we have even more reason to watch Microsoft's showcase or the post showcase. Mento, do you have any thoughts on this?
Just on the 9/11 thing, I mean, I'm Canadian, so it's a little different for me, but I'm wondering, like, when is it okay to do something like that in a game from your perspective, Matt, or I guess it's gone cozy.
Yeah,
like what time frame makes it okay? Because it's been 2 decades.
Exactly.
Comment section also, please tell us what you guys would be comfortable with.
For me personally, it's just like, listen, I wouldn't have been out. Granted, again, keep in mind, I'm 30 years old. Like, I remember 9/11, whenever that happened, I vividly remember I was leaving the hospital after getting my tonsils removed. And I remember my dad talking to my mom, and it came on the radio, I guess. And I didn't know what was going on, but I could tell the tone had shifted in the car. I could very visibly tell the tone shifted in the car, and something very, very bad just happened. So looking back on, like, how much time do you need to pass before you, like, I feel like you should be able to make that game. By now, you should be able to make that story. It's a factual thing that happened, and not telling us and being afraid to tell a story on it because it is a thing that happened just seems kind of like, why?
Yeah.
I mean, it happened. We got to talk about it somehow, some way. It's been 2 decades.
Yeah, well, that's why I ask, like, I mean, I remember standing in my living room, tying my tie, getting ready to go to work when all that was going on. And, the first tower was falling.
Mhm.
When I was like standing there, I'm going like, holy crap, right? And then I heard on my way to work that the second one happened, right? And then, of course, it was a major topic of conversation at work.
That's always topic.
It was pretty crazy. It's like I kind of remember, age myself, but I remember being in school when Space Shuttle blew up.
Oh, were you watching it on TV? You watch people?
No, nothing like that. We're Canadian. I don't watch U.S. events on TV.
You
like
talking
that.
about Apollo?
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
No, I'm not that old.
Oh, Apollo made it.
But no, the space shuttle, the first one, this is like 1980.
What was because there were 2 C1s that blew up.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. To me, like as a Canadian, it seems like significant time has passed, or sufficient time has passed, and it's probably something that'd be okay to have in a game now. But I know it's still touchy, even like older movies and stuff. I know, like people get up in their feelings when they see the tower. Yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah,
I think it's been enough time. Like, there's gonna be an entire bunch of players who have no memory of that even in being a thing.
Yeah.
Like,
For sure, right?
There are adults who have no memory of it. People are upset
like
just need to get over it.
20-year-olds that would have, that were not even alive
Exactly.
at that point.
No, there are almost 30-year-olds who have no memory of it.
True.
I think people forget how long ago that was. My brother doesn't really remember it.
I want to throw something in real quick. So, like, I see Ray Chi just put like 9/11 was on movies. My whole thing with it is just like, hey, like, so we can talk about tragedies in the Middle East and in Russia and in Germany and stuff like that. But if we talk about our own tragedies, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of where I kind of stand on it. Like, I don't think having this as a piece of the game is a big deal. Now, if they made the whole game all about it, that may be kind of weird. But like seeing that they're saying that they may reference to it, or it may be like a piece of news within the game or something like that. I'm just like, sure, why not? Like, there's been a lot of other tragedies that we had no problem throwing into other games. There's still video games to this day talking about Nazis all the time.
Yeah.
How do you think the people in Germany feel about that? They probably don't love it, but at the same time, they're like, yo, this is a good game. I like it. This is like I'm sure there's a ton of people in Germany that love Wolfenstein. I'm sure there is, like, without a shadow of a doubt. They're not going to sit there and not play it because they're talking about the bad side of their history or something like that. And that's where I'm going with this. Like, if they bring in something that was a little sad or like impactful, like, you're only kind of, in my opinion, if you do it right, you're kind of touching a piece of nostalgia. And as I said, if you do it right, you could really be giving awareness, like a proper form of awareness of how critical a situation like that is. And I feel like as long as you show respect, there's nothing wrong with
it. Yeah, I agree.
But how long is long enough, Ham? Because there's people that are going to be offended by this.
You know what I say is really any time to me is fine. Like I'd say at least to give it a year.
Yo,
that's all I say. Is at least give it a year.
Dude, they were asking. Wasn't it South Park that was like asking the same question about 9/11, and that was like over a decade ago? They were asking that question, like, how long is long enough before you can, in their case, make a joke?
Make a
where
joke.
It's like, I agree with Ham. It's like it's a factual thing that happened. You can't just forever deny that it happened and live in whatever ignorance that you want to live in. Like, it's a thing that happened. At some point, you got to be able to talk about it. You got to be able to joke about it. You got to be able to move on and address it. It's just kind of the nature of things. You have to be able to accept that things happened, and it sucks, but it is what it is. Can't be afraid to tell stories about it, for sure.
This one, like, actually, maybe I won't even ask that question. I feel kind of cruddy just asking it. So,
What's that?
Well, thinking in terms of that, the Russian airport mission.
Mm-hmm.
What if that was in the game, but you're playing the 911 side of it from the other side? What if they did something like that? That would be a little insane, I think.
Yeah, that would.
Like playing as the enemy?
Insane.
Yeah.
Ooh,
but enemy of
that
who?
would be like,
Ham?
I think to me that's crossing the line if you're like one of the hijackers or something. I couldn't do that.
But now we get political because it's like,
yeah,
who's the enemy? Who's
well,
the enemy?
there's that
Because
too. But
everyone's freedom fighter.
Sorry,
one man's freedom fighter is another man's,
yeah,
T word.
Yeah, I mean that's maybe a little too deep for this, but
yeah,
the thought crossed my mind just because you mentioned the other mission, right, where you're in the airport and blah blah blah, right? So that's what made me think of that. But
and why is it okay to depict you on the other side with the no Russians, but even us just mentioning you being on the other side with the plane is like, yo, pause. Anyways,
yeah, even as Canadian, I'm like, I was uncomfortable just even mentioning that, but
yeah.
I don't play Call of Duty.
Your daddy says, so you're playing as George.
You're playing as George.
Oh my god!
Oh
man!
Oh!
GW? GW?
Who farted?
What
What happened?
Yodani.
You didn't see O'Donnell's.
We're
So
talking
you're
about
playing.
you're going to be playing as the enemy.
No.
And it's sensitive.
So I got to be reading the book upside down?
Oh man!
All right. Ham's got more jokes. Okay.
Push A to dab your face with towelette.
Wow. You still
Right?
remember that?
Now sit back and watch this
Press
drive.
B to remain completely nonchalant about being told about what's happened.
Remain still.
Yeah. Show no
And we thank
signs
you
of
for your
surprise or
service, your
shock.
We thank you for
Yeah.
your
Watch
service.
this drive.
All right.
You get an option.
That
Go
was-
play golf. Take care of business.
I was sensitive.
Yeah.
And on that note,
Wow, what an ending.
that was a hell of an ending. I'm not sure it was a happy
Sorry.
one, but it was an ending.
Hey, we all laughed. We all laughed.
That's true.
It's-
That's true. We
That's
all
something.
laugh. Matt, please
Yeah.
plug your stuff and tell people where they can find you.
Sure, absolutely. You can find me on YouTube, Matt Likes Games, videos every Monday and Friday. In fact, this week is like 3 videos, I believe. In fact, a video just came out while this show was up. So after this is over, if you want to go over there, check it out. That video is about frame generation coming to Immortals of Avium. And that's on the series. There's a video about it on the Series S. So check that out if you're interested. Wednesdays is a 2-player podcast with myself and Ham Solo. That's at 4 p.m. Eastern over on that channel. And here every Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern for BullSittin with these guys and gals. That's where you can find me.
All right. Ham, you want to say something before we hop on out of her?
So yeah, I announced it on Twitter. That I am gonna be like June is the last month of Behind Them Sticks, so you're gonna have to figure out something else to say at the beginning of the show, Loke.
Roger.
But I am gonna be finishing out that show, just kind of got tired of chasing people down and reminding them times and then having people no show or let me know the day of the show that they can't do it and stuff like that. Got sick of it. So I'm having plenty of fun just podcasting regularly. And I'm actually me and Loke are kind of working on in the background creating something new to bring on Thursdays, which I'll be able to work with him time wise, and it'll be closer to around this time of the day instead of later in the evening. Probably an hour or two before this podcast usually starts will be our start time. We'll announce it on BullSittin the prior week before we actually go to do it. So you guys will know about it and whatnot. But yeah, that's a little bit of news from me. Other than that, yeah, keep gaming. You guys know where to find me right here or on Twitter at hamsolo05gaming. Yep.
Let's go. Mental. Plug.
Well, besides here, you can find me at Caffeine Entertainment. Slowly getting more videos out there and trying to get a weekly cadence going anyway, with maybe the odd extra one here and there when I do stuff on my own. And other than that, on X at Mental9R and on pretty much every platform, Mental9R. That's where I am.
All right. Cool. Cozy Beluga.
You can
Tell us
find
where we
me
can find you.
wherever you find cozy belugas. Yes.
There you go.
That
Why
was
are you so
something.
angry after you say that?
Yeah, that was aggressive.
Yo.
Wow, I have to be angry just because I'm a Negro?
She's a mad black woman.
What?
See?
All
I knew
right.
it.
Our
But-
weekly
Diary of a
schedule.
Mad Black Woman. That is her comic that's coming out.
She's not mad. Anyways, our
I am
weekly
mad, just
schedule
not
is
that
as
way.
follows. Sundays is for Loke's Gaming Log. There's a podcast where I decompress from the week in gaming by getting stressed out with politics in gaming at 21 Central African time. Mondays are for the crossover at 2 p.m. Eastern, where Ham Solo and K Mega discuss Xbox related stuff. Tuesdays, me and Ham Solo duke it out in a quickfire discussion centering on video game news on the lowdown at 5 p.m. Eastern. Wednesdays, we're off on TSWS, but Ham Solo does feature on Matt Likes Games channel for the two-player podcast at 4 p.m. Eastern on Matt Likes Games channel called Matt Likes Games on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Thursdays are headlined by for the next few weeks. Thursdays are headlined by Behind Them Sticks at 8 p.m. Eastern, where Ham Solo introduces people in and around gaming that you may or may not know. Fridays is the big hangout we've coined as BullSittin, featuring Cozy Beluga, Matt Likes Games, Ham Solo, Mental9R, myself, and a special guest or two to discuss the week's big gaming happenings. And we also find out what Cozy Beluga is willing to eat or drink live on stream at 4 p.m. Eastern. This
All
week,
nuts.
she introduced some lychee, but she didn't eat any of it
Yeah, I did.
live. I don't know what that was about.
You missed it. I was eating them at the beginning of the what you call it.
Yeah. Cozy BBL Luga.
Whoa.
BBL Luga.
Whoa.
BBL Luga. Anyways, thank you
He
for
left.
tuning in to BullSittin. We hope you had as much fun
Oh my
watching
God.
as
He's
we
like, "I'm
did
outta here."
talking gaming. If you enjoyed the podcast, smash the like button. If you didn't enjoy the podcast, also smash the like button because we know. Oh, sorry, smash the dislike button because we know the algorithm doesn't care. Also, subscribe to our channel for more gaming content. We will see you on Sunday. Bye-bye.